Okay. Rando Live. I know. We're going to get it in, though. We're going to talk about this Dave Chappelle so-called controversy over his last comedy special called The Closer on Netflix. I'm going to give y'all some time to come in, and then we're going to get it in.
Twisted and crooked journey, I'm cooking early. Food for thought, a lot is at stake, and now they looking worried. I shook the jury with a hook and flurry. I rammed 30 in his chest with the Falcon. Got all these rookies girly. My look is surly, full beard with the grays in it. You stay in it. Mount Rushmore rapping, my face in it. A straight clinic. I'm surgical with this shit, Jake. A sick ape. I pounded my chest until all my ribs break. It's ransom. Remember that name, trust me. You lames lucky. Stab a nigga over the TV. Make sure the blade's rusty. Life is clean, but the grave's dusty. I'm cleaning house using all of my muscle. Guess I was made husky. I refuse to let this pain crush me. I brainstorm in the booth and cry when the rain touch me. With all this power, it's a risky business. Your darkest hours only 60 minutes. So I keep my family and guns closer. Got one holster. If I had a boy, I would strap it over my son's shoulder. Now that's what I call a young soldier. Raise the heat too hot on these streets. I let the sun roast you. Kill me? Nah, that's tricky, ho. Too risky, bro. Thinking you got power for life until that 50 show. My mama said I'm a hellraiser, a pure shooter like Dave Lillard, a trailblazer. He in the wrong business, thinking he powerful, but he
y'all come on in here, man. I love everybody that's here so far.
When you want chop service,
Don't get it in, y'all.
Niggas lost privilege, Stainless got the claws finished. Mama said I'ma leave my match. Drop smoking stones, home is where I leave my hat. Ain't gotta put me in top fives, cause I'll be go cooking pot pies. Yeah. Let's try to get to this plot quicker. You not sick, I'll cross you niggas like swastikas. You not killers, you petty dealers and shoplifters. Hardest thing to be in this world is something you not, nigga. Gotta be brutally honest just to get through to ya. I danced with the Reaper and did a mama with Lucifer. It has to be more to this life than models and hookah, bruh. You lack balls, dog, I don't think that motto is new to ya. I prove to ya, my level is Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter. I'm fresher than cilantro, fresh lime with arugula. Yeah. I'm rambling, might be losing you, but it might be too damaging telling truth to you. I'm dark horror like Tony Todd to phony frauds. No facade, life is a gamble, but you don't know the odds. Nah, my father said I'm a hellraiser, mellow with the shot from the corner, a true trailblazer. Hey, Craven.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This shit is gorgeous right here. It's glorious. Perfect backdrop. Let me paint this scene for y'all.
Goldie, you don't know shit about that ransom. Don't play. Don't come here playing now.
Yeah. So, yeah. Look. Let's get it. Look, first time I seen her face explode was about 8 years old. My mother prayed so she can save my soul. It changed my goals, seeing brains exposed. No one explained it though. Everything is lit when you live in, but your grave is cold. Y'all don't really wonder what duffel. Ain't no exchanging blows. Shotties blow you out of your fit. Look like you changing clothes. Yeah, you heard the painful groans. Choppers hang you up when they ring. Think you should change your tone? Honestly, I'm one of the greatest, but never claimed this throne. I don't need no spins on your playlist. My shit's engraved in stone. These labels got too many slaves to own. That's why I'm working behind the scenes to get something for y'all to claim and own. King Leonidas when he reigned in Rome. Painted scrolls, ancient poems, buried by kings, right where they laid his bones. Yeah, still y'all remain some clones. Hope you die a horrible death and suffering pain alone. Became apparent I was raising chrome. High as any plane or drone. Killers with guns that they never aimed and blown. Wiretap that got arranged in phones. Don't be that nigga that's coming back from that party and find a stranger home. Real, man. Yeah. Oh man. This shit is luxurious. This torture is luxurious. Oh, yeah. Let's get it.
Okay, y'all. Listen. So, first and foremost, shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. Mad love to everybody that's here right now. We gonna get it in about Dave Chappelle, man. Y'all been seeing this so-called controversy again. I say so-called. Y'all want the name of the tracks? Hold on. Hold on. Put the name of the tracks in here real quick for the people. Put the name of both tracks in here. The first one and the second one. Both of them by an artist named Ransom. It's in the chat. Okay. Let me get back to it. All right. Now, y'all know that Dave Chappelle has been the talk of the town ever since he came out here and made his Netflix special, The Closer. I watched it. Wasn't funny to me. Dave Chappelle hadn't been funny to me in a while. I think some of Dave's greatest work was back when he did Killing Him Softly. Some of you guys fucked with Dave Chappelle's show. I never did really fuck with his show like that. It wasn't that funny to me. It was a whole bunch of nigga shit on there, in my opinion. But they deemed Dave Chappelle the GOAT, which he actually alluded to in his special. Now, what the problem was with his special was that people have deemed him transphobic. Transphobia. They're deeming Dave Chappelle as being this type of person. Okay. They're saying that he came out here and said some disparaging things about the transgender community, in which case it's going to lead to some violence. Now, we're going to get into, I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to get into some shit about Dave Chappelle. Again, Dave Chappelle is not necessarily my pro-black hero. Y'all know he landed up in an Asian cave, so I don't really know what exactly black people have, crowned him. Like he's some type of Pan-Africanist or some shit like that. Like he Dr. Amos Wilson as a comedian or some shit. I don't know why y'all did that, but nonetheless, I'm going to share the screen here, and we're going to go through and look at some of these problems that people are having with the special. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to leave this up because I know how sensitive people are. I may have to stream it with y'all and then put this shit up on Patreon. Again, if you're not subscribed to my Patreon, the link's in the description box. Also, before we get into this too far, let me just say that they removed me from Instagram, removed Team Rob 5 from Instagram. So I have Team Rob 6 on there now. That link is in the description box as well. All right. Now let's get into sharing this screen box as well. All right. Okay. Now let's get into let's start here. This okay, because this screen. When I saw this was like well. All right. Okay. I was saying like, what the fuck? Now sharing what the fuck? Okay, because this screen. When I saw headline reads, y'all, dear white people trending on Twitter after its showrunner called out Dave Chappelle's transphobic comments. Okay, because this screen. When I saw headline reads, y'all, dear white people trending on Twitter after its showrunner called out Dave Chappelle's transphobic comments. Dear white people. When I saw headline reads, y'all. Very first season of Dear White showrunner called out Coon Show, Coon Fest, Dear White People, and I found out that the very first season caves and people still watching it. I'm imagining that mostly caves. I found out that the very first I'm imagining that mostly caves is okay. Still watching it. Go ahead. I'm imagining that mostly caves. I found out why it's echoing. I'm imagining that mostly caves is that better? Hold on, let me before we even y'all say I'm clearing myself. Y'all let me know if that's better. Hold on before we even keep going. I had YouTube. Okay. Okay. Let me go back. Let me go back to the top there. All right. Let me go back to the top then. This is what we'll do. We'll go back to the top because I was getting some feedback there. I had it playing on YouTube. Let's go back to the top then. Says here, headline reads, Dear White People trended on Twitter after its showrunner called out Dave Chappelle's transphobic comments. Now, some of us remember the show Dear White People. I came out and I made a video about Dear White People on season 1. I came out and exposed Dear White People for the coon fest that it was. Okay. I exposed Dear White People for the coon fest that it was. A bunch of non-militant black people. I don't like shows that are supposed to be about black liberation or even black revolutionary peoples, and they're not militant. It was a whole lot of coon shit going on. Okay. Sound like a whole lot. It was a whole lot of coon shit going on. So I came in exposing. Now, some black folk told me I'm hating them, negative, they to go through all this shit. Then we found out that it was had white people writing on it, right? Which I could assume. I mean, it explained everything about the show as to how it was. You had this mulatto that was supposed to be the front runner as to, being a woke black person or whatever like that. I never really fuck with that show at all. I came out and exposed it season 1. All right. Now, I think they're on season 4 or 5 now. And I imagine that the Caves are watching it to get them some type of information about us. The Caves are obsessed with what we're doing, what we're saying, our shows. They are obsessed with them. All right. Now, I'm going to read in this article, and we're going to talk about this and the issues that people are having. In particular, this Jacqueline Moore says, Dear White People is trending on Twitter after people began criticizing the series' showrunner for saying she wouldn't work for Netflix after Dave Chappelle made transphobic comments in his recent special on the streaming platform. Jacqueline Moore, who is transgender, said in a Variety interview and on Twitter Thursday that she, which I hate that I have to read as a he, goddamn it, I get tired of this bullshit. He would no longer work for the streaming company as they continue to put out and profit from blatantly and dangerously transphobic content, he wrote. His tweet has garnered over 1,400 likes and 200 retweets. We're going to read the tweet here that he put out here. Again, they're going to be on me about this goddamn he. I'm not going to read this shit like they want me to. I told the story of my transition for Netflix and at Most Pride Week. It's a network that has been my home on Dear White People. Now, this is a cave male, so-called transgender. That's been his home, Dear White People. So black folk, you shouldn't be watching that shit. Okay. If it looked a little off to you and you tried to figure out why it was off, it's because you have transgenders, cave transgenders talking about that's their home. It says, I love working there. I will not work with them as long as they continue to put out and profit from blatantly and dangerously transphobic content. That's what the tweet read. Says Moore was referencing comments made by Chappelle on his latest comedy special, The Closer, which premiered on Netflix on Tuesday. She told Variety on Thursday I got trapped. See the trap they'll put you in that trap. Let me go back. On Thursday that he thinks Chappelle is a brilliant, goofy comedian, but that his comments were dangerous and have real world physical violence repercussions. I never loved Dave's trans material before, but this time it felt different. Moore told Variety. This is the first time I felt, people are laughing at this joke and they're agreeing that it's absurd to call me a woman. It is absurd to call you a woman, motherfucker. And that's the problem. Like, it's almost like if you are connected to reality, if you're connected to the science of biology, then automatically something is wrong with you. Okay, this is what they like. They want us to believe that something is wrong with us because we haven't drifted into fucking la la land, and there's an issue. Okay, says here in the episode, Chappelle said that gender is a fact and that trans women genitalia are not quite what it is. Now, on this part, I remember watching this show, and he basically said he called it beyond pussy. Now, that part was kind of funny to me. You know what I'm saying? He called it either beyond pussy or impossible pussy, kind of going talking about, how vegans be eating their Beyond Beef and whatever like that. He called it Beyond Pussy. Like, listen, you cannot be insulted by someone calling out the fact that your pussy is so-called pussy. We can just call it so-called pussy. It's GMO. Like, it's not real shit. That's not. It's not an issue. Like, you a man. If you have a pussy, it's not real. Okay, it is what it is. Like, the fact that you can't say that. I'm trying to find this quote in here. Hold on, I'm trying to find this quote in here. Hold on. Oh, here go the tweet right here. I was trying to find that. So, and some other cave says, so you're telling me, me, a white woman, which not a woman, white man, is a showrunner for Dear White People, a show about struggles that Black Americans face, and is boycotting a Black comedian. Chappelle has a new bit now, and this is the issue, man, because now they're acting like it's dangerous. And I read in here somewhere, and I'm trying to find the quote. I remember it. Let me go. Where they're saying that violence against transgenders went up in 2021. I don't know the exact percentage, and I may run over it in one of these articles I got pulled up here. But the problem, and here's what I'm gonna say, and some of y'all may not like this. Some of you may find this offensive. Shrugs. I really don't give a fuck. I mean, we have to be honest about this. If you ask me, the reason that violence is going up, if that's even a true status, because they're really pushing to try to convince these people that they're actually women, and thus they're lying to people. They're lying to people. Okay? The more and more society feeds into this narrative that these are actually women and something's wrong with biological women that are saying like, hey, you not a fucking woman. You don't have a period every month. You can't give birth to children. Like, if you have a vagina, that shit's not real. I think the more and more that narrative is pushed, the more and more you're going to have people out here lying, thinking that's what's revolutionary. Well, let me just continue to lie and say I'm a woman. And when people find out this, some of them are violently upset. And then what's so crazy to me is that we understand. Let me tell you how crazy this shit is to me. We understand that women face violence in this country and across the world more than any other group of people, more than men, right? Women face violence more than more than their counterpart, and women face violence more than anybody else. So you sign up to be a so-called woman and then complain about violence? Isn't that a little contradictory I mean, you sign up to be in the group of people. This is what you're telling people. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. Which, sir, sit your ass down. You're not. Just because the society is feeding into that doesn't mean that you are. But then you complain about violence. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Like, how do you complain about violence when we know a lot of that violence is coming from you lying, but then you decide to artificially make yourself into a woman, and women face more violence than anybody else, and particularly Black women. Okay? So how the fuck are you sitting here acting like somebody is out here scouring the earth for transgender people to murder them? That's how they make it seem. This is how they garner the sympathy. This is what they do to try to make it seem like somebody hunting them down. Like there's a vigilante out here who has something against the transgenders and they're just out here mowing them down. No, that's not what's happening. That's what happens to Black people. And a lot of these motherfuckers will act like that's their struggle because, they compare themselves to Black people. The so-called LGBTQ will always drift over into Black people's lane, into Black people's justice claim. They like to try to infiltrate it. which is disingenuous, it's disrespectful, and I don't fuck with it. Okay? If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I don't fuck with it. But this is a cave who got a problem, act like she gonna stop fucking with dear white, or he gonna stop fucking with dear white people, and that's gonna be a big issue. Like they gonna give a fuck. Okay, watch this. Who's ever heard of the NBJC? Show of hands. Anybody? Anybody ever heard of the NJ or the NBJC? Anybody? Anybody? Lakeisha said no. NBJC, no. No, nobody heard of NBJC. No. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give y'all. We're gonna be all learning something new today. Okay. We're gonna be learning some new shit today. That we're gonna learn this shit together. All right. Watch this. Watch this. Here they come. Okay. It is the National Black Justice Coalition. Now, the reason you never heard of them is because this is not National Black Justice Coalition. It's not that. Again, this is the title of the group. This is for the acronym NBJC, but we know damn well we ain't never heard of them because they ain't never been out here in the streets. They don't come in the streets at all. But look at when they come out here for this. National Black Justice Coalition urged Netflix to remove Dave Chappelle's The Closer special. And it's like, who? If you anything like me, you like, who the fuck? Who the hell is these people? They ain't never looked out for no black folk. I ain't never heard of them. Let me read a little bit of this article, and then we're gonna go do some research on who the fuck these people are. Watch this. The National Black Justice Coalition has called on Netflix to remove The Closer, Dave Chappelle's controversial stand-up special that has been deemed transphobic. Immediately after its release on Tuesday, The Closer began receiving backlash over a series of anti-trans comments from the 48-year-old comedian. At one point during the gig, Dave Chappelle declares himself a TERF, trans exclusionary radical feminist. I didn't know what a TERF was until Dave Chappelle said that shit on his show, and expressed support for J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter author, who claimed trans women posed a threat to those who are assigned female at birth. And if you look at just look at sports right now. Okay, some of these high school sports, these athletes, and particularly the girl or woman athletes, they're having to compete against men. They're having to compete against men. I watched an interview, and it was I want to say it was a black girl and another cave girl that was speaking about how hard it is and how they're getting pushed down for scholarships because they continue to lose to full-blown grown men. And they're not being looked at as colleges because colleges like, well, yo, you coming in second, third, but they losing to men who are posing as women. Now I would think any rational college would be like, well, that's a fucking man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you only come in second to a man, then I'm still gonna look out for you. But these girls are having issues getting athletic scholarships in track and field because they're allowing men to compete against these girls. So, J.K. Rowling's argument that trans women pose a threat to those who are assigned female at birth, we're watching it play out in our face. So how can you be mad at the truth? Now, I don't fuck with J.K. I mean, she's a cave. I've seen the Harry Potter movies. I did watch the Harry Potters. I don't fuck with that bitch, though. Nothing like that. But I've seen the movies. But clearly what she said is coming to life. How can that be a problem? How can that be radical in any type of way? I don't even like the terminology, trans exclusionary radical feminist. No, that's, to me, normal, regular, easy. It is what it is. And she spoke this some years back. I remember with him going in on her about this. So now we're watching, and the interview I watched was about, it was last week sometime. I saw these girls on TV talking about how they're losing to men in track and field. So it's like, okay, what she said is coming to pass. We're watching it happen. Hell, they let Caitlyn Jenner win Woman of the Year in 2015. That's a man. That's Bruce. The fuck? Says here, it is deeply disappointing that Netflix allowed Dave Chappelle lazy and hostile transphobia and homophobia to air on its platform. NBJC Executive Director David Johns said in a statement to Deadline, with 2021 on track to be the deadliest year on record for transgender people in the United States, the majority of whom are Black transgender people, Netflix should have known better. Perpetuating transphobia perpetuates violence. Netflix should immediately pull the closer from its platform and directly apologize to the transgender community. No. Now, I'm not Netflix, but if it was me, no. There is nothing that Dave Chappelle said on this special that's going to make somebody go out and be violent towards transgenders. What's going to make people be violent towards you is if you're tucking a whole dick. If you're tucking a dick and you tell somebody that you're a woman and they find out you got a dick, they may lose it. Why won't y'all talk about that? Why won't y'all mention that? Why do y'all sit around acting like somebody's targeting transgenders to kill them? You won't tell the motherfucking truth. You unfolded a dick. What the fuck? Now, again, we've talked about this. I don't know how the fuck motherfuckers be getting tricked. I don't get it. I don't see it. These motherfuckers look like men to me. Okay, you can change your voice. You can do the over-exaggerated mannerisms of women that you think you're doing, but you unfolding a dick. I know you unfolding a dick. Therefore, I'm not going to be tricked by no shit like that. Some men are tricked. Some men get tricked. So for them to sit here and act like somebody's hunting them down, it's disingenuous commentary. And I'm tired of the transgender community saying this shit. It just builds my contempt for them because they're lying. They won't tell the truth. Nor will they put out a PSA that tells other transgenders to stop lying. If you care so much about transgenders, the message should be stop lying. I care so much about Black people, even transgenders, I'm going to say to you, stop lying. That's caring. I mean, they saying everything but that. Transgenders is on a record to be the most the most violence towards transgenders in 2012. Just because y'all keep telling them it's okay to lie. Stop lying. Sir, stop it. There is no amount of estrogen pills you can take to replace your dick with a pussy. And even after you have the surgery, you still should be honest with people about what you were born as. Why don't anybody that represents the transgender community come out and speak this narrative? Because the narrative that they speaking now is causing some problems, causing some issues. Motherfucking come over here and accuse me of transphobia if they want to, but I care about them Black folks so much that I'm gonna tell them to quit lying. Am I saying they deserve to be killed upon somebody finding out what they are? No, I'm not saying they deserve to be killed. But you cannot dictate how somebody acts out or shows their rage. That part you cannot control. The part you can control, transgenders, is you being honest. That's the part you have all the control over. Hey, I got a dick. Yeah, and this is my real voice. I sound just like Rob. Yeah. This is my voice. I got a whole dick. This is just my voice deep like Rob's a little bit. So just so you know, I'll switch my voice back when, but just so you know, full disclosure, I'm a grown ass man and I will unfold a dick. Okay. Even if you see me sit down to piss, I'm unfolding. All right. This is what the situation is. And then you can go back into your role play and cosplay. You can get back into it after that, long as you tell the person that you're dealing with the truth. Nobody's saying that. Dave Chappelle didn't even say that. This is not a message that the transgenders seem to think is important. All they want to do is continue to act like somebody's out here targeting them. Y'all are unfolding dicks. And that is treasonous to the people that you're involved with. Even though they were gullible enough to believe it, they may lose it upon finding out. Okay? So if y'all care so much about transgender people, the message that everybody should be saying should be stop lying. Okay? Okay. I've seen videos where they tricking men, which again, y'all shouldn't be able to be tricked, but they tricking men and having them tongue kiss these transgenders and shit. Like, man, somebody might lose it because y'all out here playing with people, laughing like it's a joke. So you want to laugh at the joke as you're tricking straight men, but then ain't nothing funny when your ass get murdered, though. Then everybody's supposed to act like that's just everybody just targeting you. We supposed to be sad then, but you laughing every time you trick a man and believing that you was born a woman. That's hilarious to y'all. That's jokes. That's videos up on TikTok. And, I've seen these videos. It's a big fucking joke that y'all think is funny all the way up until somebody murder your ass. Now, look at the violence against transgenders. Look at how they treating us. No, that shit ain't gonna work on me. It may work on some people, but I don't have no motherfucking sympathy for you if you're gonna be sitting out here lying and you think it's funny to trick straight men. Now, let's get back to it. Let's get back to the black. Hold on. Again, we're gonna read. I'm gonna go up here and we're gonna read again. The name of this coalition is National Black Justice Coalition. Now we know damn well they ain't showing up for black folk, but watch this. This is what I did. I said, who the fuck are these people? So I found them on Wikipedia. It says the National Black Justice Coalition, NBJC, is an American civil rights organization serving primarily lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. Since 2003, NBJC has collaborated with national civil rights groups and LGBT organizations advocating for the unique challenges and needs of the African American LGBT community in the United States. National Black Justice Coalition. I don't know why they just didn't call it the Black LGBT Coalition. I don't understand the title because it's a lie. It's a lie. A black transgender may end up facing racism, but that's been not because they're transgender. So that's the problem I have with a lot of these organizations and a lot of the bullshit that be going on out here. They're going to separate themselves from blackness and act like, well, it's because I'm a black transgender that I'm experiencing racism. No, bitch. It's because you're black. You could have showed up as what you was born as, a black man or a black woman that you're born into some. There are more men that transition into women, so-called transition into women, than there are women that so-called transition into men. You could have just shown up as a black man and you still would have experienced racism. It has nothing to do with your transgenderism. Nothing. Nothing at all. So when you see organizations that are specifically for black LGBT, they might as well just go over there and stand with the white LGBT and just have those organizations making specifically black LGBT organizations acting like something's happening to you because you LGBT outside of race, that ain't what's going on. It's because you're black. Now, I understand that most of you motherfuckers are delusional and you don't see that and you think it's about you being gay or whatever. It's because you're black. It's because you're black. So having these spin-offs organizations doesn't make any sense. You might as well go stand with the caves like you've been doing. You might as well go stand with the caves. Because the issues that you're having outside of, because they already pushing for the LGBTQ rights, the white organizations are already doing that. Now, a lot of y'all don't want to expose the racism that's within the cave LGBTQ organizations. Y'all don't want to deal with that. But nonetheless, stand with them as far as the gay shit is concerned. The same way that sometimes when you'll have black women who will stand with these cave hoes as far as women rights are concerned. When you dealing with blackness, that's very specific, and it has everything to do with just your blackness and racism that America 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, incorporated, is built upon. It has nothing to do with you being trans, bi, or whatever. You think it does, but it doesn't. I'm sorry. It does not. So again, we have an organization called the National Black Justice Coalition that serves primarily lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. And it was started by black people who felt the need to do this. Who felt this need. Hold on, let's go there. Let me see something. Let's go to the history. Eight black civil rights leaders. Keith Boykin. I'm not going to read his, he's a fucking coon. Not because he's homosexual, but because he's a coon. Okay? Mandy Carter, coon. Not because she's a homosexual, because she's a coon and clearly don't understand racism. Frank Roberts, coon. Okay? Now, they only show three of them's picture. Maybe Janine, okay, she ain't got no page. These are 8 black coons who clearly don't understand racism. Who clearly don't understand racism at all. Because now they're calling for Dave Chappelle's special to be ripped off of Netflix because of his transphobic comments. But you don't hear nothing from these motherfuckers when people are being racist towards black people. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? They're not saying anything about racism that exists on television shows or anything like that. Hold on. Let me read y'all that little mission statement as to what what their mission is. It says initially the group came together to challenge the support from African American religious and civil rights leaders for Republican-led advertisements promoting same-sex marriage in the African American media. I'll read that again. Initially, the group came together to challenge support from African American religious civil rights leaders for Republican-led efforts to amend the U.S. Constitution to prohibit same-sex marriage. So they was out here trying to get support from black preachers and shit like that and civil rights leaders because Republicans was trying to stop them from being able to be married. Okay? I read it wrong. I skipped the line initially, so I'm gonna make sure I say that right. The group came together to challenge the support from African American religious and civil rights leaders for Republican-led efforts to amend the U.S. Constitution to prohibit same-sex marriage. They just wanted to be married. That's why they came together at first. Now, why you would call it NBJC, I have no idea. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing as far as black people are concerned. That's all LGBTQ. And you already had the caves fighting for that. Okay? They was already doing that work. But here's the crazy part. It says, instead, the group began to raise money to place advertisements promoting same-sex marriage in the African-American media. So wait a minute. Y'all started out wanting to get married, but then y'all switched it up. It says, instead, the group began raising money to place advertisements promoting same-sex marriage in the African-American media. So they went from battling the Republicans to get same-sex marriage to advertisements promoting same-sex in the African-American media. Within 3 years, the group had created an organization and employed a staff led by founding executive director H. Alexander Robinson, another coon. Another coon. Okay? Understand, this group has nothing to do with black folk. Nothing to do with black people. But by name, National Black Justice Coalition. No, you're not. LGBTQ Justice Coalition. Stop lying. This is what the fuck they're able to do, though. And now they're acting like the crime's going up. Here I went and found their I guess the CEO, a black woman, a coon, Sharon Letman Hicks. Like, come on now. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. But that's what, again, these organizations, clearly they don't understand racism. And this is my problem with the LGBTQ, the black LGBTQ by and large. They don't understand racism. So they want to separate themselves and act like somehow they different. But this is because I'm gay that I'm going through this. No, it's because you're black. But you said, fuck your blackness. You're going to put, only thing you're going to say about your blackness is that, well, black people rejected you your whole life. And black people are the most cruel to homosexuals. That's the only time you're going to reference your blackness. It's to disparage other black people. That's it. That's all. They was mean to me. They laughed at me. I just wanted to wear a skirt. Even though I'm 6'4" and a grown man, I just wanted to wear the skirt in peace. Black folk always laughing. Like you're 6'4". You're a grown man. I can see the stubble of your beard on your face. It looked funny to me. What you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want people to do? It's just laughter. Now, they're saying that bullying is going up against the LGBTQ. Suicide rates are going up amongst the LGBTQ. I'm not saying that's okay, but I am saying that that's not something that's exclusive nor specific to them. It's going up in black children across the nation. Because now bullying looks a little different than it did back in my day. Somebody could just say something online now and these kids be ready to kill themselves. Cyberbullying, internet bullying, it's hitting different than back in we didn't have that. If you was getting bullied, you was getting bullied in real life. You was getting your ass whooped every day, lunch money taken. It was that situation. So it's still, even as they try to come out here and act like the suicide rate's going, that's not specific to LGBTQ or black LGBTQ. That's happening across the board. Our kids are being more affected by things that people say online. But we can't have that conversation. We can't talk about that because then now you're minimizing the reality of what's going on. No, these are facts. It's happening across the board, and it's because these kids are weak. They're a little weak. Okay, I know that may sound bad, that may sound rough, but they not like we was. They just not. It is what it is, but that's not specific to the black LGBTQ. It's not. You can't say that type of stuff these days. People act like the message has to be to teach your children to be able to take, this online. Like, that shit ain't real. Fuck them. And fuck what they talking about. Long as ain't nobody put their goddamn hands on you. Long as ain't nobody put their goddamn hands on you. Who cares what somebody's commenting under a picture? Like, we have to acknowledge that that's really what's happening out here a lot. People do it to other grown people. All the motherfuckers that will, let's say, get online and talk shit about me. Imagine me seeing one video a motherfucker make about me, like, oh shit, and I'm hanging myself right then. Like, no. Fuck them. It is what it is. That's what I'm teaching my kids. Fuck them people. Fuck what they talking about. Now, a lot of times, I mean, y'all know, if you grew up in a black school, the roasting can get to be rough. But fuck them. Shoot the one with them. Punch one of them bitches in the fucking face. And you won't be in trouble. They may suspend you, but come on, we're going to go out to eat. Because you told them to leave you the fuck alone. We're not teaching that no more. Like, it's some other shit going on out here right now. And I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't give a fuck nothing about it, but I know what I'm teaching mine. Punch them bitches in the fucking neck or nose. And then let's go get something to eat. It is what it is. Because then they'll see, well, we can't really fuck with them like that. But it's not specific to, see, the problem is the LGBTQ want to make it seem like all bullying and everything that they go through is unique to them. And it's not. That's the trick they play to garner sympathy. It's not unique to you. Now, they may be laughing at you about your skirt, but they're laughing at another little black kid about their skin tone, about them not having money, about their shoes being dirty. Like, this shit been going on since, I mean, what the fuck? I got roasted the fuck up for being poor when I was coming up. But the LGBTQ, the trick they want to play, just like they playing with Dave Chappelle special, is, oh, well, this is something that's happening specifically to us. And then they're going to say, well, violence going to go up against us. No, it ain't. There's no reason, no report that would show because a comedian says something about you that violence goes up against you. It's you lying. That's what's making violence go up against you, because you're lying. That's what's really happening, but we can't talk about that because that's insensitive, and I'm transphobic now all of a sudden, right? You lying. Stop lying. People gonna laugh at you no matter what. I got roasted the fuck out for being poor when I was in school. Roasted. Didn't matter if I had the best grades in the class. Didn't matter. You get roasted. Not saying it's right. I'm saying it happened. Didn't go kill myself. Didn't go do nothing like that. Got roasted though. So what I focused on was my grades. That's what I did. I said, okay, well, shit, these motherfuckers, they're going to wild out like that. Well, let me focus on these grades then real quick. Right. You came about their hair and stuff. If you ain't got no haircut. So, now these kids a little different. But that's not specific to the LGBTQ. No, now imagine if Dave Chappelle would have went up there and roasted black folk. Because it's not like he hasn't done that before. He had an entire Chappelle show that was dedicated to roasting black folk. But that's okay. You can roast black people into a full-blown oblivion. He could have got up there and did all of his caricatures or, went in on black people. He could have did that shit and nobody would have said a fucking thing. A lot of black comedians, that's what they do anyway. Go up there and be as niggery as possible. And everybody laughs. Nobody has an issue. Nobody's getting canceled. You can make fun of black folk all you want. Even though violence against us is increasing all the time. You can still make fun of black people if you're a black comedian. Now, if you're a white comedian, cave comedian, or Asian cave comedian, you may not be able to get away with it. But if you're a black comedian, oh, you can go in on black folk. Say anything about black people. Do caricatures of our women. You know what I'm saying? Caricatures of us. It don't matter. You can do that shit. It don't matter how much violence is going up against us. Doesn't matter at all. Let me get this mother. This nigga's. Hold on. Let me get this nigga's face off my shit. I don't want to look at this coon no more. Let me get this coon. Let me get all this. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna turn this shit off. We don't need that no more. Hold on. We don't need it. Because looking at coons, it bothers me after a while. But there's no issue with roasting up black people. None. Black comedians make a career of it. This is why a lot of black comedians, I don't even fuck with them like that, because that's really all they do. It's one of my criticisms of black comedians. They don't really expand a lot of times other than going up there, shucking and jiving, acting like a fucking clown. That's why I don't fuck with a lot of them like that. Because they don't expand. Like, tell a funny story. Like, you know, I like dry, sarcastic humor anyway, but a lot of these motherfuckers be on a Tiffany Haddish, like just loud, extra, I don't like all that. I don't fuck with it. But that's how black comedians make their way, a lot of them. If Dave Chappelle went up there and roasted black folk, nobody would have had an issue. Nobody. That cave trans bitch, no issue. Wouldn't have said nothing. Dave Chappelle is the greatest comedian of all time. That's all everybody. He a GOAT. He the GOAT. He the greatest. Pryor who? Richard Pryor who? It'd have been the greatest stand-up they ever seen in their fucking life. And all he had to do was go up there and roast black people. It can be done. It's not impossible. I mean, you see people here on YouTube roast black people all day, every day. Just roasting black people up. That's all he has to do. So understand, even when you have this justice coalition, these people they don't give a fuck nothing about black folk, man. Nobody give a fuck nothing about black people. We're supposed to catapult the LGBTQ over us. And if you don't do that, then you homophobic or transphobic. If you don't put them out in front of you, if you don't like they a special group, if you don't act like you fucking delusion or disillusion with them, then something wrong with you. Like, come on now. Hold on, let me get to some of y'all's comments. Some of y'all that's seen the special, let me know within the comments who all seen it yet or who's seen it so far. Like I said, it wasn't funny to me. I don't know, like Dave Chappelle ain't been funny to me in a while. Empress KA said, I ain't like the Clifford joke. It was a black joke. It was. But ain't nobody mad at the Clifford joke. You notice that? Dave Chappelle can roast niggas into oblivion. And nobody even gives a fuck. Worship the King says his comedy got way too political. I don't have a problem with political comedy. I don't have a problem with political comedy. It just wasn't funny. I mean, you can be political and be funny. I've seen it happen. But his shit just wasn't funny. I mean, he did spend the whole special. It was really dedicated to transgenders. Like I don't really need that shit. I didn't need that in my life. He could have did a couple bits about transgenders and moved on. Like there's so much going on in the world that he could have joked about or laughed about or, made light of. He could talk about his Asian cave wife. Hell, he could talk about her. What it's like being in them Asian caves real quick. What's that shit all about? How that duck sauce hitting, my nigga? He could have did a number of things. I mean, there's a lot going on out here. Now, I don't think it should be canceled. I just don't think it was really good comedy. Regardless of, I mean, him talking about transgenders like that just made it, where people can actually have an issue with it, but it wasn't good to me. Like, I mean, for people to be calling him a goat, like, no, I didn't see goatliness based on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much else he can talk about. So much. But he chose to focus really his whole special on the baby getting canceled, and everybody was putting that little clip out where he made the comparison where the baby can kill a nigga in Walmart in Greensboro, but you can't hurt homosexuals' feelings. He could have just did a couple little jokes right there and left that, and just boom, been gone, like went somewhere else with it. I mean, it is what it is. He could have talked about the Asian. He did say something about he was watching videos. He was spending some time at home. He's watching these videos of all these black people beating up Asians. And when I heard him say that shit, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? You ain't seen no videos of black people beating up Asians. Stop lying. But y'all let him get away with it and call him a goat. I mean, this y'all nigga. I ain't, it is what it is. Like he was able to say that shit. It was one part, and that shit stood out to me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This nigga gonna sit here and lie? All these videos of black people attacking Asians, bitch, you saw 2 or 3 tops. Stop lying. The fuck? Don't lie. They gave the bitches the goddamn crime bill shit or whatever the fuck the anti-Asian hate, nigga. You don't have to get on there and fucking lie. I don't appreciate that. Akiri no lie to me. I thought he was being sarcastic. Yeah, you gave him the benefit of the doubt. I don't. He married to the Asian cave, so I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. Most people will give Dave the benefit of the doubt. I don't. I don't give him shit. I don't give him the benefit of the doubt of him being sarcastic. He said that shit and moved on. So, I can't give him the benefit of the doubt. He did do that. Empress KA, you remember him doing that. I reported him doing it. It says she said he was used to push the narrative of black on Asian hate. He did that shit. This is back when he even was supporting the Asian cave president that was running God, what was that motherfucker's name? Dave Chappelle was even out here campaigning for him. Fuck, what was his name? Whatever the Asian motherfucker that was running for goddamn president. Dave was out here on him. Andrew Yang, exactly. Thank you, Roland. Andrew Yang. He was out here going ham for Andrew Yang. I'm like, what the fuck? You go ham for Andrew Yang, boy. All right. Well, I see why. I see why you did it. That goddamn low main on him. See what I'm saying? Like, that goddamn low main on Dave Chappelle, so I don't even trust him. He's Asian cave leaning. I don't trust niggas that's Asian cave leaning. I don't trust niggas that's cave leaning, but Dave Chappelle's Asian cave leaning. Y'all let him slide with that. I reported that. I reported when he was supporting Andrew Yang. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody. Then I hear him in a special talking about he's watching all these videos of Asians getting beat up. Nobody even talking about that. They talking about what he said about the transgenders, which I understand because, again, he spent so much time on that. That was the whole special. He spent a lot of time. Hangmaster says, bro, he got caught cheating on his wife. Damn right he about to put on that cape for the Asian community. Oh, well. Oh, well. I don't ever see his cave hoe wife that much. I don't see her out here like that. But either way, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Bianca G says, I liked it. For one, it was filmed in Detroit. He targeted white extremist groups. I might have watched something different. he targeted white extremist groups. Now, I did hear him doing the special. He clarified. He says, well, y'all act like I've been against y'all the whole time, but I've really been against white people. He did say that. He did say that. He did say, well, y'all been thinking I've been against y'all. Basically, transgenders, calm down. I'm not against you. I've been going in on white people and on every special I've done. It's really them. And he used to get a cave's hell. He did. He used to get a cave's hell. But I don't see how he could say that's what he been doing. Like, no. I don't think he dedicated his entire life to, going in on, um, you know, the caves. Like, I know he ain't did that. He ain't did that. Because he talks about caves in too positive of a light. Like, even the transgender so-called woman that he did, we talked about, was his friend, and all this shit. He gives the caves too much revere. He reveres them too much to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got an issue with that. Roland Randolph said he still does give the caves hell. Hey, I mean, hey, clearly some of you guys fuck with Dave Chappelle heavy, and I respect that. I respect your right to your opinion to fuck with him heavy. I just don't. I respect your right to do so, though. I respect your right to support Dave Chappelle if you act like he is, a black activist. If that's what you want to say, I'm cool with that. But I will give Dave Chappelle credit for saying whatever the fuck he want to say. He even said some borderline gay shit up there. When he first started off, he was saying some it was some gay shit up there. I forget exactly what he said. But some of his jokes were like, yeah, nigga, what the fuck did you just say? That's some cornball shit you saying right there. But you know, he will say whatever the fuck he wants to say. I'll give him that. And that's the beginning and ending of where I'm gonna give him. Yeah, the glory hole. That's what Bianca watched that shit for real. He was talking about the fucking glory hole. And I was like, that's tough, because he kind of alluded to another man, sucking his dick a little bit. And I was like, bruh, don't do that, yo. I can't deal with that shit. I can't deal. Yeah, Michael. He also talked about, he said that pastor molestation joke was wild. Yeah, he talked about his pastor sucking his dick. He liked it. I'm just like, hey, yo, like that shit sound real gay to me. But, people was laughing. I don't know. It wasn't funny to me. It wasn't funny to me. But he shouted out the homosexuals for creating the glory hole, and then said he wanted to experience that. And then he talked about, him being a young man getting head from his pastor. And I'm like, yeesh. He dropped them in there early. And I was like, yo, Dave, I'm trying to make it through with you, but I can't, bro. Like, I don't feel jokes when dudes be, joking like on some gay shit. Like, I ain't really with all that, yo. I ain't really with all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, people, gonna let Dave Chappelle slide. He to go to y'all, so it is what it is. But I'm not really with the gay joking. You know what I'm saying? Like, ha ha, yeah, man, suck my dick. Like, nah, I ain't with that shit. I ain't really with that shit. Ronan Law said, yeah, the whole thing about he was molested by a priest was weird. I thought he said preacher. Maybe it was a preacher. I don't know. A priest. I don't know. Says, I think that might have been subliminal to the Catholic Church. So y'all be giving Dave, like, Dave can say anything and y'all gonna find some deeper meaning into it. Like, this shit just was whack, yo. Like, it could just be whack. It could just be a whack bit he did. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It could just be a whack bit. Like, I don't really, I'm not gonna subliminally put a joke where I tell it. I'm just gonna expose the Catholic Church. They just came out in the French. Y'all seen about the French? They just exposed what, 300,000 months? Like, just tell that story. You can just tell the truth about that and, expose that. You don't have to put yourself getting head from a pastor and you liked it. You don't have to say all of that. You don't have to say all of that. I don't believe you have to say all of that. For me, I think I can make a joke and be political, and be political with it and talk about shit that's going on out here in the world. I mean, some of y'all, we be in here laughing all the time. I ain't saying I'm no comedian or nothing like that. But if I actually sat and wrote stuff down, I'm not going to put myself in a homosexual situation for laughs. Never. Not once. I'm not going to put myself in a homosexual situation for no jokes. Ain't none of that shit funny to me. Hell no. I'm all set. But I know that it was tough for me to watch it. Like it's just I think I've watched comedians that can do work without making themselves gay or getting head from a man in a glory hole or fucking a priest in the mouth. I've seen people be pretty funny without that. You know what I'm saying? Our problems, our solution says you've been gone for a minute, big dog. Good to see you good and still dropping jewels. I ain't been gone, bruh. They been hiding me from you. That's what YouTube been doing to you. They be hiding me. Yeah. They be hiding me from y'all, man. They don't want me out there like that. They don't want me out there like that. That's what's been happening. I've been here though. Not getting the proper respect I deserve. You know what I'm saying? As usual. Per the usual. But I've been out here. Mad love to you for being here though. Shawnee Brown says some of his jokes are the truth said in a joking manner. Some of them, yeah. I've seen some Chappelle specials that were okay. You know what I'm saying? Like this one was trash to me. It ain't nothing. Like I said, I give him credit for saying whatever he wants to say, especially in this climate. His fear of not being canceled, I can respect the fuck out of that. Not his fear of not being canceled, but his no fear of being canceled. I respect that. But that's it. That's it. I didn't watch the fight. Like I don't watch boxing, bro. I did see that y'all boy got knocked out again. I mean, shrugs. I don't watch boxing though, bro. I don't watch sports. My bad. But I remember, I mean, I've seen political guys that may not be necessarily funny, but they still, dropping that truth. Even the cave, was it George Carlin? George Carlin used to go in against the system and against social engineering and politics. He used to get it in against on that shit. And it wasn't necessarily even where people gonna be busting out laughing, really, but he was dropping that shit on them. He was dropping shit on him like that, but he never put. I mean, but Dave Chappelle gonna say what the fuck ever he want, man. Like he gonna say what he want. Now I give him that. He gonna say what the fuck he want. But for y'all gonna let them gay jokes slide, then hey, let them slide with you. It is what it is. Mad love to you, Ronan Loss. Mad love to you, man. Says Rob, you helped me through something in your Just Ask Rob days. Much appreciated to this day. Mad love to you for listening. That's what y'all be giving me love. Like, if you listening, that's love for me. You know what I'm saying? That's love to me, is you even being open to hearing what I gotta say. So mad love to you for that. If motherfuckers listen to me, that I be saying some real shit, but motherfuckers, you know how people is. You know how people is. No, I don't watch UFC either. I don't watch any of that. I don't watch any of that. Our problems, our solution, says George Carlin was almost dry snitching. Almost. Now, one thing he wouldn't really deal with racism like I can't say like he should have. I mean, he's a fucking cave, but but yeah, he used to get out there on some shit, man. Mad love to you, Mia. Mad love to you. Says, hey Rob, I will be emailing you. You have helped me as well, going on 7-8 years now subscribing. Mad love to you. I remember you too, Mia. I remember you. You got the same avatar. I remember you. Mark says, Rob, speak to this transgender thing being a distraction from actual issues that are affecting Black people. There aren't but 1.5 million of them in the United States. It's not really an issue like that. But, and I, every time I speak on this, I speak on as far as it not being a real, ain't no real shit going on. Like, to me, honestly, like I said, if they just tell the fucking truth, they won't have a lot of issues that they're having. They may still get laughed at, but they ain't gonna be to stop people from laughing at them. Like, it is what it is. Almost like they doing with this body positivity. Like, motherfucker, somebody gonna call you fat. It is what it is. Like, get over it. Get over it. Let that shit go. But it's not an actual issue. It is being used to, but real B123, my people over here, we're not gonna let that shit distract us. So it's not something that's gonna distract us. We're not gonna allow that. We're not gonna allow that shit at all. It's not gonna distract us from what's really going on out here. Because that's just all the ones that's Black, that's LGBTQ. I would say 99.9% of the motherfuckers is full blown coons because they put their sexuality first. So we get it in anyway. We gonna get it in regardless. Like, we don't do that shit over here. That's not gonna distract us from none of the real issues going on out here. But that's for us to stay focused about. That's our responsibility to stay focused. When we break away and then we act like, well, yeah, they going through. Like, no, they just need to tell the fucking truth. They need to tell the truth. And Dave Chappelle didn't even say that in his special. He didn't say that. He showed respect to the transgender for being in some bar in some place in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? And the transgender not being afraid or, basically like no fear type of shit or whatever like that. But he didn't say tell the truth. And that would have been the crux of if I was doing a special, that would be the crux of it. That would have been me, my mic drop. Stop lying, drop the mic, and walk off. It is what it is. It is what it is. He did do the space Jews. He had 2 bits where he used space Jews. He did slide I'm surprised the Jews ain't out here mad as hell somewhere. But he called it space Jews. I forget the exact bits. Him making up a movie or some shit like that. He did 2 bits where he used space Jews. He did 2 bits like that. Ronan Law says, I think the problem is that some people forget they're Black before a gender identity or sexuality. I would say most people. Says, not the first time divide and conquer has worked on us. Feminist movement in the middle of civil rights. I mean, to me, it's all the same thing. We're watching the same stuff happen over and over again. And it's up to us to be vigilant enough to recognize that it's happening and don't let us affect our people. Like, don't let it affect us and what we're doing like that. Just I'm out here acknowledging it because everybody been talking about the Dave Chappelle shit. So I'm gonna give the acknowledgement of what the fuck going on and how they out here all up in arms trying to get him canceled and all that shit. But he done said that Twitter ain't even a real place to him. You know what I'm saying? He said that shit ain't even real to him. So he ain't worried about getting canceled. He gonna go off to his Asian cave and chill. That's what it is. We just keep repeating the same cycles over and over and over again. And it's not just the LGBTQ people that put their sexuality over. We put religion over our Blackness, identity, so-called identity over our Blackness, sexuality, gender over our Blackness. We put everything over our Blackness. So I can't just say it's an issue with just the LGBTQ putting their sexuality over Blackness. We put everything over Blackness. Everything we can possibly think of, we put it over Blackness. Whether it's socioeconomic class, we put that over Blackness. The poor versus the rich, the middle class. I mean, everything is over Blackness. So I can't just act like that's just them. I got to be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just do that. I have to be honest about what's going on. And Black folk put everything over their Blackness. Black Mom Beat says, why don't you do the live stream so we can talk with you? What you mean? That's a confusing comment. I'm live streaming now. That's a confusing comment. Gina Regina says, I appreciate him speaking out, but fuck him for real because he has an agenda regardless because he still came back. Jenny, you know I'm right there with you. Fuck him. Yeah, it's our problems, our solutions. Don't be mad, man. Says I'm pissed you ain't as large as you should be at this point. I share you and like every video, but again, I don't know. I didn't know you were still out here. Suppression, yeah, they own me. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like as they should be. And see, that's the thing. Like, I don't even get upset with white supremacy, and you know, I don't even get mad because they better suppress me. They better hide me. They better do every fucking thing that they can because if black people fuck around and have pride like me, it's over. It's over for these motherfuckers. It's over for them, and they know it. So they better. That's how I feel. They better. And I take pride in the fact that they do all that for little old me. You know what I'm saying? Like for little old me, they go through all of that. They better. That's how I feel. Oh, he wants a debate panel. No, I'm not about to debate. I'm not about to debate nobody on this. This ain't nothing to debate. I'm not about I ain't about to debate nobody on this shit. Ain't nothing to debate. If you mad, thumbs down. Like I don't know, I ain't about to debate. But if you are here and you rocking with me, y'all hit that thumbs up button for me. At least y'all can get me in the algo. Y'all can at least get me up in the algo. Y'all hit that like button for me if you feel inclined, if you want to show your support. I ain't asking for no donations or nothing like that. Just hit that like button for me. If you here and you fucking with me. I mean, we just at this point we're just having a candid conversation anyway. I'm just reading the comments and stuff like that. So I'm mad love to y'all for being here. Mad love. Shawnee Brown says, what was the point of him leaving if he wanted to come back in the spotlight with weird stuff? I'm confused. I mean, I questioned that when he came back and when they gave him the Netflix specials. I questioned at the very beginning when he was talking about how much money he was getting. This was back when Monique was talking about how much he was getting, how much other comedians was getting over her. I questioned that. But of course, every question I ask the black folk, it's ends up being to where, Rob, you just hating. You know what I'm saying? You just hating. You know, you just hating on a black man trying to come up. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, in my opinion, anyway. So basically, y'all telling me I need to do a call-in show at some point, basically, right? Like a call-in show or something like that. Maybe it's a call-in I need to be doing. Yeah, I don't know whether he was serious about being molested or not. I don't know, Sharonda. I don't know whether he was serious about it or not. I haven't heard him talk about that in a real way, to help, you know, kids or grown people that could be going through that. I have never heard him address it that way in a real way, so I don't know whether he was joking or not. Honestly, I think if he wasn't, he could actually be a voice to help people that have been through that in their lifetimes. Yeah, I'll have to shit. Hey, Mark, I'll have to set up a show just for that on StreamYard. All you gotta do is drop the links. I know about StreamYard and what you can do. I didn't come in prepared to, have a panel or no shit like that tonight. Like I just came in to talk to y'all about this Dave Chappelle shit. You know what I'm saying? I have to set up a specific show, like just call it open panel, or motherfuckers want to, come talk or whatever like that. He did not joke about the jab. Actually, he got on there and said he got his vaccination. He got his shots. So I don't know if he was joking about that or not. I know he got on there and said he got his vaccination. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like he got up there and he said he got his shots. It was what it was. Aries loves Pisces says Dave Chappelle is way ahead of his time. Respect. Nah, V, I don't even watch. You know what I'm saying? V Owen says the BET Hip Hop Awards are on. Will you be doing a review commentary? Now, I don't even watch the BET Hip Hop Awards. I don't even watch those. Mad love to you, G Jones. Much love, Rob. Been following you since the nigga with the tattoos. LOL, you're the realest. Mad love to you. I appreciate your support. Yeah, he did. Our problems, our solutions. It says he ended it with stop punching down my people. But when I tell you he could have did with everything that's going on out here, he could have did so much more to end it with stop punching down on my people. He could have did more than because transgenders ain't. That's not the threat I'm worried about out here. Like it's that's not my issue. I'm not worried about them punching down, punching up. I don't give a fuck where they punching. I don't. That ain't my issue. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my issue. So I wouldn't direct an entire special to tell the transgenders to stop punching. Like no, like that wouldn't be something I would do. I think it's a overinflation of an issue. Um, to end it with that. Mad love Aries, love Pisces. Mad love to you for subscribing. Mad love to you for that. Some of y'all ain't hit that like button for me yet, though. I got 200 watching, 155 likes. Maybe y'all can hit that little button for me real quick. Right. Ho rent. I could be fucking that up, and if I am, I apologize. Says he could have said, let's build some Black Wall Streets. He could have. He could have did anything. A number of things. He could have did anything. Death Star says his people he is referring to is comedians. So it wasn't even, apparently it didn't have nothing to do with Black folk. So even though he went up there as a representation of Black people, according to him, he's always had issues with white people as a Black man. But his people apparently are other comedians. They're suffering greatly, I guess. I don't know. Maybe comedians are suffering. EI says, any thoughts on Sage Steele? She's a coon. Well, no, she's not even a full blown coon. She's half cave, half coon. So, I mean, I can't get mad at the lady. You know what I'm saying? I can't get mad at the lady. She did what she should be doing. Half cave, half coon. What would you expect to come out of her mouth? Salt of the Earth says you are missing the point. What do y'all want me to do? Get on my knees and suck Dave Chappelle's dick or something? Like, what are y'all asking from me? What are y'all wanting from me right now? I don't get like what y'all want from me right now. I didn't tell you not to go watch it. I didn't talk shit about the man. I don't know what y'all want me to do. You can respect Dave Chappelle. I don't have an issue with that. Yeah, like I gotta get on my knees behind y'all. Like, no, fuck that. Y'all know damn well this ain't no fanboy shit over here. We don't do that here. Like, y'all in the wrong place. I'm not like that. That's not the place. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, y'all want me to line up behind y'all. Like, no, y'all want me be the glory hole nigga he was talking about, huh? No. And I don't give a damn how y'all feel about it. No, I didn't say nothing wrong with the man. I respect him for getting up there saying whatever he wants to say. I respected him for that. What more do you want from me? I'm feeling like a Tyrese now. Like, what the hell y'all want? What I gotta do? Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, Aries Spears is a coon, man. Alexander, I don't like Aries Spears. He's a whole coon, man. I don't like coons, if you notice. I don't like coons like that, man. These fit straddling coons, I don't. That's not my thing. But I really don't know what y'all want me to do for Dave Chappelle. I said I respect him for saying what he wanted to say and not being afraid of being canceled. What what more? And I think people are trash for trying to cancel him. I think he should have the right to say whatever the fuck he want. I don't know what more y'all would want me to do. Some of y'all fans, and I get that, and I understand the mentality of the fan, and I respect that. Um, Aries Love Pisces says, listen, y'all, he hit topics nobody dares to bring up and makes them funny so people can start talking about them like we doing so now. You must have just subscribed to this channel because we've been talking about this shit for a long, long time. Years. I didn't need Dave Chappelle to open up no conversation for me. I didn't need that. Salt of the Earth says you wouldn't walk away from 50 million. Just say anything about me, huh? Don't give a fuck, ain't ask no questions, just making assumptions. Why do you think my channel right now doesn't have as many subs as it used to? You can't tell me what I'm willing to sacrifice. A lot of motherfuckers won't sacrifice even talking about racism or anything for black people. I was up to almost 100,000 subs. And because I kept talking about racism, I'm here now with no monetization on my channel. So you can't really necessarily say, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say this stuff about me if you don't know my history. Now, of course, I'm not saying that was $50 million, but but I have given up on the as far as being popular on YouTube to speak to my people. I did that. So I'm not saying you gotta give me credit for that, but I'm just saying that you have to be careful making broad assumptions about my character. Oh no, I'm not saying it's the same. I'm not saying it's the same. But I mean, I'm not saying it's the same at all, Roland. Roland Randolph says I can't cap 50 million isn't the same as 100K subs. I'm not saying that it is. I never said that. Not once. I'm just saying as a marker of my character, we have to be careful because he walked away from 50 million, but he came back to 100. So, it, it to me, I would think you would mention that too. You know what I'm saying? You would mention that as well. But again, I don't want to turn this into me just trying to go in. I'm not trying to go in on Dave Chappelle. This wasn't about me trying to go in on his ass. Like y'all gonna force me, and I don't want to. I'm not trying to go in on his ass. I'm not. I'm not trying to do that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if y'all respect them, respect. Hey, no, I'm not hating yo. Who stole my pants says Dave's comedy is genius. There are deeper meanings in every one of his jokes. Okay. Okay. All right. That's fair. I'm not saying nothing about your opinion about Dave. I mean, that's your opinion. I respect it. Like, what y'all want me to do right now? Miss Murphy said, "Let it go, Rob." I'm not. You should be saying that to the chat. Like, what the fuck? What I do? I'm in here kicking it with y'all. I've been going in on transgenders, and I've been doing all this shit. Like, I've been doing it. So it just is what it is. Like, I've been doing it. Y'all know we've been going in. Bianca J said, I want to hear Cat Williams. He's the best in my opinion. Actually, Cat Williams was supposed to be, I think he's on tour right now. And I saw that he was going to be here where I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was going to be in Charlotte on the 8th of October. So have, um, he may have, you know, some other special coming out because he's on tour. So I know that some special, I'm sure, is going to come out of that. I'm ready to see what Cat Williams has to say too. I'm ready to see what Cat Williams got to say. I don't know whether they would have been got on him, or you know what I'm saying, made him tone it down some. But Cat Williams is tough, man. Cat Williams been tough for a long time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he's talking like as to what comedy is to him right now. We'll see. G Jones, I appreciate you. For real, LOL. Rob been going in. I don't know. Some of these people new here, or like one of the brothers said he ain't seen my stuff in a long time, or whatever like that. But man, I've shit. I've been going in fearlessly, unapologetically. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm on it. V Jones, I'm on it. I seen somebody talking about Anthony Hamilton's new album the other day, so I'm on it. I fucks with Anthony Hamilton. I'm on it. Oh no, really? Black by popular demand says Cat Williams is with a white woman. Is he really? Now I know Eddie Murphy led in the caves. I didn't know Cat Williams was in the caves. I mean, I'll still listen to his comedy special, but I'll see if it's cave leaning or not. I'll see if it's cave leaning or not. I'll still hear him out. I didn't know he was laying in the caves though. I didn't know anything about that. Last I heard from Cat Williams, he got into a fight with a kid or some shit like that. I think. Like I don't know, got his ass whipped by some kid or some shit like that. But I don't follow him closely enough. I only see these guys when they have specials coming out. Like I'm not a fan to where I follow their pages or nothing like that. So I don't be knowing exactly what's going on in their lives like day by day, play by play. I know Cat be getting locked up a lot. But we'll see if Cat Williams' new special is cave leaning or not. I don't know. We'll see. Because we know when these motherfuckers start landing them caves, that their commentary be a little different. They'll start cutting them some slack. They'll be their best friends in their stories. So we don't know. We don't know. But if Cat come out cave leaning, I'm gonna know. Like, okay, this okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, we still gonna watch it. We still gonna watch it. We still gonna see what Cat Williams has to say. Still see if he still fiery. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll talk about the government. He'll talk about racism. He talk about all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see if he cave leaning on this special or not. I'll know very early on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cat was getting locked up every 2 weeks for a little while there. That's the last I remember him fighting that kid. Last I remember Cat. So hopefully, I know he went and got an owl tattooed somewhere. Was it on his chin or some shit? I thought that was weird. Like, why the fuck? He got an owl tattooed. But I mean, I ain't gonna read too much into it. I ain't gonna read too much into it. V. Owen says, "What are your thoughts on the Texas school shooting? Is that the one where the black kid went up there and shot up the school? Said he was because he was getting bullied. Is that one? Let me know if that's the right one. Because we just talked about that, man. Like, we talked about how these bullying these days, man, these kids they can't take a whole lot. But that's rare for it to be a black kid going to shoot up a school. That's rare. That's a one-off. That's not something that black kids don't normally act like that. They don't normally act like that. They don't normally act that way. That's not us. Now, of course, they're probably gonna try to make it seem like it's us now, but we not gonna let them do that shit. We're not gonna allow it. We're not gonna allow that shit. I seen it. There was 3 kids plotting to burn down some school too, because the people there was, god damn, what them kids say. The people there was Aggie. I mean, basically, they was plotting to burn one down. 3 kids. I want to say it was a cave and 2 half cave kids. I think they were plotting to burn a school down because the kids there were apparently Aggie or some shit like that. But these kids these days different, man. They can't take a whole lot, man. You can't, they can't take a whole lot. They not built like we was built back then. I'm acting like I'm 85, right? But even with me being 38, they wasn't built how we was built, yo. Like if you was getting bullied, you learn how to fight. That's just what you did. It was what it was. You fought. You fought. Monique Mari says, I think it was staged. It could have been. I haven't read much into it. But either way, it's still an isolated incident. You know what I'm saying? Like, isolated incident. They're not about to come out here and make black folk mass shooters now. They're not going to do that shit. Twiggy says, yeah, injured, no deaths. Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything as far as people dying. I know they let him out on bond. Melanin Proud 23 says, I think some of these are staged events to take away our Second Amendment. No, the thing about our Second Amendment, if you think about this, if it was black folks just had guns, they would have been and got them bitches already. It ain't about our Second Amendment rights. It's the caves' Second Amendment rights. And the caves are not going to let anybody take their guns. They're just not going to do it. It doesn't matter what the fuck happens. The caves aren't going to do it. We've seen that historically. It don't matter how many of them get shot. It could be them getting shot up. It could be them getting shot up. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They don't give a fuck about none of that. So, and it don't matter if 50 of them get mowed down. They still not going to give it. Matter of fact, they'll say, well, we need more guns because if everybody would have had guns, that motherfucker wouldn't be able to shoot so many people. That's their logic. Look at what Texas just did. Y'all said it's happened in Texas. In Texas, they letting you get guns without gun licenses or anything now. They're not fucking around. The caves don't fuck around with that Second Amendment. They're not going to do that. They're not going to allow America to take their fucking guns. And it's because they won't allow it that, black folk, we kind of, as Americans, so-called, we hear America 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. They're not going to, no. No, it's because of the caves. It ain't got much to do with us. They'll come drop them guns off in the hood, give Tech Nines to gang members. They'll come do that type of shit to make sure we killing the fuck out of ourselves like fucking idiots. They'll do that. And that don't make them take guns. They don't give a fuck. It could be they'll come plant the guns, black men killing each other left and fucking right, killing innocent bystanders left and right. It could be one of them mowing down a concert of 50 people. It don't matter what happens. They're not gonna let that happen. They know damn well from my cold, dead hands. They know how the caves think. The caves are willing to die for this shit. They're not gonna let it happen. They're not gonna let it happen. Now, if they came out here and said, well, we're gonna take all the guns from the black folks, the caves would be on board with that. Caves would be on board with that, but they ain't gonna come out here and be that blatant with it. But because the caves won't give up their guns, they're not gonna do that. Don't worry about it, y'all. It's gonna be all right. They don't give a fuck who get killed. So it's okay. It's going to be all right. They know what they're dealing with. We don't know what we're dealing with. The government knows what they're dealing with when it comes to that. The caves don't give a fuck nothing about racism or as far as the cops, 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up, killing black people in the streets. But if these motherfuckers try to take their guns, no. They know damn well the caves ain't gonna go for that. They only go for brutality where we're concerned. They'll let that shit ride. That's the shit that's cool. They don't mind that. That's why racism is still alive and well in this country. The caves don't give a fuck about racism, but guns, shit. Them motherfuckers can have, their kid can find a gun and they safe and shoot themselves in the head. They still ain't giving them that. They don't give a fuck what goes on. They don't care. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Right. G. Jones, exactly. Guns are their religion. And it just so well as people is willing to die for Christ, they're willing to die for them guns. And they've shown it historically. And this government knows that. It's a waste of time. That's why the NRA is such a powerful conglomerate of America 3Ks. Don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. This is why they have such lobbying power within politics. They play like they want to take guns, man. These motherfuckers ain't trying to take no damn guns, man. They ain't trying to take no damn guns. That's not real shit. Look at how we rule in other countries going to war. Like, no, no, no. American culture is guns. Like, it just is what it is. That's what they do. But they're not about to turn black children into mass shooters. We're not going to allow them to do that. We here. We on the front line. We going to make sure that that doesn't happen. And I don't think black folk going to allow that anyway. They're not going to allow that shit to happen. I seen Alex Jones got fucked up in the game. They found him guilty of saying that the Sandy Hook, what school was that? Sandy Hook. He said that was a hoax. And they just found him guilty for saying it was a hoax. He worded it wrong. He worded that shit wrong as hell. He worded it wrong. He said the whole shit was fake. What he should have talked about was the pathology of the caves, but he didn't. He decided to make it and say, well, them kids didn't really die. Because what Alex Jones left out was the fact that America will sacrifice people. They will. They always have. They will sacrifice. They'll sacrifice to push agendas. But he acted like the blood was fake, the bodies wasn't real, and it was too much. And those parents said that traumatized them, in which case he got his ass sued. But he worded it wrong. He should have known better than that. That's his fault. He a fucking cave, so fuck him anyway. But he worded it wrong. Cuban libertarian says Australian gave up their guns. Australia is probably as big as what, 3 or 4 states here? Australians, I don't know if we can talk about America and use Australia to frame them with, nor can we use, like we try to use sometimes, Iceland, New Zealand, also the UK. We'll try to use these small ass, like, no, different type of cave over here. They're not having it. They're not. They're not. They're not doing that. What they do in Australia, America don't give a fuck about. I mean, you gotta look at the way we deploy soldiers in different countries and stuff. We're gonna send them over there with sticks. Now, come on now. We gotta be real about that. America rules with the gun. I mean, it's all the superpower nations on Earth rule with guns. Like no. That's like China getting rid of the gun, Russia getting rid of the gun. No. America, no. Hell no. That's what they rule with. That's what they compete with. Them bitches make new guns, even if the old ones work. Like we dealing with a nation that make new guns all the time, even though the old ones work. But what they do with the old ones is drop them off over there in Iraq and like, oh, I don't know how they got them. They just showed up with American guns and trucks and tanks. I don't know how the fuck they get those. Like, bitch, you know you gave them the last series. You know you did. Stop playing. These motherfuckers make the guns from the 80s still work, okay? Still work. And them bitches make new guns every year. It's the same game, man. This is what they do. They sell the old ones to so-called third world countries or just give them to them. Like, okay, here's these guns. You go kill all them motherfuckers. We gonna act like we can't do shit about it. Kill them all, and then we gonna make a deal with you for the oil. It's just like America play games like that, man. Like that's how these motherfuckers do business. For real. That's how they do business. You can have our old shit. We got new night vision on our shit. Yeah, we got the bullets with the night vision. Yeah, we got that shit out now. Y'all can have this old shit. They stay playing. It's like a big ass game of battleship, man. But America ain't gonna give it up because China ain't gonna give it up because Russia ain't gonna give it up. So when you dealing with the superpowers on this planet, they rule with guns and building nukes all the time for no reason. Like they just doing everything, man. Doing every time. They do this shit all the time. Building bombs and drone strikes. I mean, these motherfuckers, they want to be able to bomb on a motherfucking country from here, yo. They'll work on that type of technology and shit like that. Like everything is equipped with bombs. The boats or the ships, the submarines, like everything is equipped with missiles and shit. Like these motherfuckers don't be playing, yo. They don't play. Come drop off the old Tech Nines in the hood and let these Crips and Bloods kill each other, kill the fuck out of each other with those. Y'all cops, stay out of the way. Let them do that thing. And we're going to get these other ones to Iraq. Like they play those types of games all the time. We have to understand that. And that's the type of shit that we don't really talk about because, well, now the transgenders is mad at Dave Chappelle, so we got to talk about shit like that. Like it's that's what somebody alluded to it being distractions. That's what it is, man. It's all distractions to stop you from knowing exactly what the fuck they really into. It is what it is. We're constantly defense fund. Look at what America spends on its defense fund. I mean, and sometimes you'd be like, defense from who? Like, who the fuck coming? Who coming that can compete with America? I mean, 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. Like, who's the threat? Y'all know they'll even lie on people and say they got bombs and stuff just to invade. I mean, that's the kind of business. That's the shit that we do, man. Oh, they got weapons of mass destruction. Well, who's that? Bush. Motherfucker had a goddamn cap gun in that bitch. They done goddamn motherfucker had a goddamn cap gun in that motherfucker. That motherfucker said he got weapons of mass destruction. They went in that bitch and found a goddamn cap gun. And it's like, boy, y'all motherfuckers make terrorists. Why wouldn't they be mad at your ass? Look at how you doing. Bitches had a goddamn cap gun down off in a goddamn hole somewhere in the ground. These motherfucking weapons of mass destruction. Like, get the fuck out of here, boy. Get out of here. They play those types of games though, and we fall for it. We be distracted as fuck. What's up, J1? We be distracted as fuck on bullshit all the time. The tranny's mad. Stop the country. I'm like, nigga, go sit your ass down somewhere, boy. Who gives a fuck if you mad? Period. G Jones, Rob, what are your thoughts about all these celebrities going up to space with Jeff Bezos? Is it black people going with him, or is it other caves going? The last person I saw was going was William Shatner. Like, if it's the caves, I mean, they want to go see what's up in space. But I've been saying defund NASA now for the last at least about a good month. I've been saying defund NASA. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like defund NASA. But I don't. I mean, I don't give a fuck about that. They can go up in space and do whatever they gotta do, looking for somewhere else to conquer. Probably that's what they do. Paz says, "Why defund NASA? Because I don't give a fuck about what's going on the moon. It's simple. I don't give a fuck about what's going on the moon. It is what it is. Who stole my pants? That's a goddamn good point. We haven't even explored the depth of the deep ocean, and we still can't. And they're going to waste billions on space. Exactly. Which I don't think we should be in the deep ocean either necessarily. I think we need to stay in our fucking lane. But when you have, the arrogance and God like, the God complex that the white man and his mama have, they ain't gonna let nothing ride. They're not gonna let nothing ride. Now you can't. These motherfuckers got to go find and discover every goddamn thing. So, you know, they they just got to do that shit. They don't know how to just sit down and deal with people hungry here. You telling me what's on the moon? I really don't give a fuck, bro. I don't care if you found water on the moon. You can't even find what was water on Mars. One time they talking about what planets can sustain life, motherfucker. You can't even get the Earth straightened out. The people and the inhabitants of Earth, you ain't even got them straight. But you telling me now that Mercury or Mars got water? Like, get the fuck out of here. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? At least that's in my opinion. I guess I'll say that. Sit your ass down somewhere and find cures for some of these so-called incurable diseases, bitch. Do something constructive with your time. You know, that's me though. Space stations and shit, like, bro, go ahead. Go ahead. People out here got them dying of starvation. You got a space station on Mars or in space for what? What's the reason? And Flint's water still poison, right? Come on. That's where I be with it, man. Like, Flint's water still poison. You telling me there's water on Mars? Why would I care about that? But we don't typically think like that as people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've tried to have these conversations with people. Man, ain't nobody worried about that shit. Who won the fight last night? Well, okay, all right, okay, cool, cool. And then they're gonna make me take a test on naming the fucking planets. Like, this is not pertinent information, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know stuff about space that I don't necessarily even want to know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I don't want to know this. The red planet, the rings around Jupiter. And it's like, I don't. Pluto, the coldest. It's the furthest away from the sun. Like, why you testing me on this shit, bro? Why you testing me on this shit? But you're right, Sharonda. You're absolutely right. Says that's what makes them feel superior. The fact that people are starved and impoverished. They do feel superior to people. They even feel superior bringing back this information because then they get to tell everybody they're smarter than everybody. You know, motherfuckers be like, well, it's not rocket science. And it's like, bitch, I mean, like, rocket science shouldn't even be a thing, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Rocket science shouldn't even be a thing. These motherfuckers won't even go out here and which I know they have the technology, but they still using goddamn oil and petroleum to fuel cars. It's like, come on, man. These motherfuckers be out here playing all the games in the world. All the games. Like, y'all still got me going to a fucking gas station pumping when you know damn well that's unnecessary. You know it is. But big oil, just like the NRA, big lobby gang power. Got these motherfuckers out here talking about goddamn climate change and shit. Like, motherfucker, why don't y'all focus on the people that you trying to really, really focus on and stop fucking with and giving fake ass information. Like, climate change is an issue. Who's destroying the planet? Talk about them. Be specific. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just sit around and act like it's me. Like, motherfucker, I would be driving a goddamn truck powered by fucking steam. If you motherfuckers quit playing games, it ain't me. It's y'all. Y'all play these games. I'll be driving. Solar power would be how power would happen. Y'all fuckers playing games. Wind power. This shit is real. Hydro power. This shit is real. Y'all the ones destroying the goddamn planet. But then y'all want to sit around out here and yell and don't want to be specific as to who you talking to. Please. I don't let them trick me with that shit. You got that little girl to be, was it Greta Thornburg or some shit? Like, girl, you better talk to who you talking to and stop playing. It's the caves. It's the rich motherfucking caves. Talk to them and tell them what they're doing. They're not going to give a fuck, of course. But stop acting like it's everybody. Just, no, it's y'all. It's y'all. They'll do anything for money. Money over everything. Money over everything. Money over every motherfucking thing. That's the motto of the entire earth. That's why we have so many people suffering. Because it's money over everything. And then these bitch ass motherfuckers want to come tell me, Dave said something transphobic. He gonna get us killed. Like, yeah, fucking right. Quit lying. Them bitches will lie into the perpetuity, like to infinity, goddammit. Like, stop lying so fucking much. Nothing Dave said gonna get you killed. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Stop lying. You're unfolding dicks on people. That's what's getting you fucked up. And people out here starving. Flint's water's still dirty. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sit your stupid ass down. Fuck you mean? Sit your stupid ass down somewhere. Deshaun Williams says, what's up, Rob? I've been watching you for years and respect your work, man. Love to you for that. I'd love to know your thoughts on environmental racism. Be more specific. When you say environmental racism, give me an example of exactly what you're talking about, because I don't want to assume anything. What do you mean, environmental racism? Are you meaning like Flint's dirty water, or are you talking about something different? Love child. That's what they doing, unfolding dicks out here. Like, nigga, that's not the real issue. Like, that can't be the issue that's happening on Earth. Is somebody said something about you didn't like. Please. They're not killing you because of what Dave said. They're killing you because you unfolded a dick and you didn't tell them you had one when they met you. It just is what it is. And that's the realest way to be put. I mean, to me, that should be the message. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That should be the message. If you care about LGBTQ, you want to support them, tell them bitches to quit lying. That's for anybody that's here. You want to save them, tell them to quit lying. Easy. Easy work. Deshaun Williams says, yeah, Flint's water putting pollution into majority black areas, etc. I mean, honestly, with environmental racism, with my ideas and in my mind, I don't split racism up. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's just another cog in the wheel. When we're dealing with racism as a whole, I think that black people have racism misconstrued. We think it's a Confederate flag, and we think it's somebody calling us a nigger. And that's the only thing we're really willing to observe. And we'll observe police brutality, George Floyd. But other than that, we don't really talk about the other forms of racism. And this is why even when you talk about environmental racism, or say Flint's water, when I hear niggas sit around talking about, well, y'all making excuses not to, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and shit, like, that's why I bang on them so hard. Because they think racism is a white person calling you a nigger. That's it. And what happened to George Floyd? That's it. That's all we dealing with. And I've seen too much. And they'll even make documentaries about what you're calling environmental racism. They'll make documentaries about it. Where they're dumping all this waste. And God damn it, was it What the Health I watched? Maybe it was What the Health. Where they were documenting where they were putting all this farm waste and bile into this black area. I want to say what might have been Mississippi, and I don't want to. It's been so long since I've seen it. But nobody gives a fuck about that. That's just a form of racism that we can't acknowledge because we're too busy trying to expose whoever's saying nigger. It's like, yo, it's more than that. And I'm trying to get black people to see that. But it's difficult because that's all we acknowledge. Anything else we don't see like that, catch somebody doing blackface 15 years ago. Oh, look, They did blackface. Like, we'll acknowledge little silly shit like that, but we don't acknowledge this entire system. America, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up. We don't acknowledge the entire system that is racist as fuck. We don't even acknowledge it. On most days, a black man got to be shot and killed by the police. A black woman got to be shot and killed by the police or brutalized before we even start talking about racism. The conversation goes, it completely goes silent outside of that. And that's what I'm trying to get us to do better about seeing that and not looking at it as, well, I'm making an excuse because I'm talking about Flint's water. That's not an excuse. This is wrong. This is morally wrong. And it's being done because these people are black. That's not an excuse. That's just a fact. But you got so many black people out here that you can't even talk about race. Oh, you just making excuses, man, for your downfall, like, motherfucker, them people's kids' water is dirty, poison. And you can't even talk about it. Because black people look at that like you're making an excuse. The white man and his mama has taught you that telling the truth about racism is you making an excuse. Look at the brain fuck. Look at the mind fuck today. That's the Jedi mind trick. You can't even talk about it. They'll tell you that you're making an excuse. You see what I'm saying? That's the Jedi mind trick they played on us. And now you have black people that will just say that shit. Man, nobody got to want to sit around talking about racism all the time. Like, motherfucker, this is maybe not affecting you specifically. I've never been gunned down by a cop. My drinking water isn't poison, but it affects our people at a disproportionately larger rate than anybody else. And it's because we black. That's not an excuse. That's a fact. Our women are dying in hospitals at a 700% higher rate than anybody else doing childbirth. That's not an excuse. That's a fact. Black women are going missing every day, all day. No one seems to give a fuck. No one even seems to look for them the same as they'll look for little Sally Ann and little Betty Sue. They'll look for them different than they even look for our little black girls. That's not an excuse. That's a fact. But you can't talk about this stuff. You can't even talk about it. Man, don't nobody want to hear that. How many points LeBron had last night? Like, what? What the fuck you mean you don't want to hear that? How is that possible? How am I a hotep? Like, why I gotta be a whole, because they don't use it as a positive thing. It's a derogatory term. Man, you a fucking hotep. And I'm like, man, well, I be getting so fucking mad when people say that shit to me, and I'm just telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what the fuck? So now you niggas, the white man and his mama don't have to come directly tell me to shut up. You niggas will. Because all you want to hear about is Beyonce and Meg Thee Stallion and, and celebrities and who won the fight last night and who won the game. Who you think will win the championship this year, nigga? Like, the white man and his mama don't even got to come tell you niggas to be distracted. Y'all wake up distracted every day. But I'm the problem. Man, all you talk about is this race shit, man. I get tired of you talking about it. Like, what the fuck you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Man, I was at the strip club last night. Boy, it was some ass. I'm like, nigga, I don't want to talk about that. I don't give a fuck about that at all. Our kids are being miseducated. Are you doing your part as a parent to, realign your black child's mind? Are you doing that? Or are they going to come up worshiping? Are they going to be members of the beehive like you? What are you doing? Huh? And this is why black folk don't like me. Black folk cannot stand me, yo, because I don't let them. You're not about to come in here and make me feel some type of mother. That shit might work on other niggas, but it's not going to work on me. Not going to work on me at all. Number one trending topic is Dave Chappelle getting canceled. How? When we out here and Flint's water still dirty. How is that the number one trending topic? Because these transgender delusional motherfuckers unfolding dicks left and right, and now they mad. Like, please. Please. That's why they don't like me. That's why they don't like me. Period. We raising our people to be fans. That's all the fuck we doing. Our kids is fans, and so we're not even worried about the real issues. Kiana Smiley says you even have biracial people saying how black people are just as racist as white people, but can't explain properly how they came to a conclusion. Let me tell you the mind fuck, the Jedi mind trick of what your comment is. You said you even have biracial people, full-blown black people say that. Did you know that? I can't even get in on the half cave, half coon. I can't even deal with the biracials. I got to deal with full-blown black people that say that type of shit. Black folk just as racist, man. Look, matter of fact, you just as racist. I have more black people call me racist than any amount of biracials. Biracials ain't even my issue. They're not even my issue. I have more black people that would call me racist than anybody else, than even the caves. It's crazy. It's a complete mind fuck. It's a complete mind fuck. I wouldn't give a damn because I know biracials are cave leaning. Typically, they're gonna be cave leaning. That don't surprise me. They're gonna be cave leaning. Fine. The full blown black mom, black dad will tell me that I'm being racist for talking about Flint's water, from talking about anything outside of the superficial fuckery that goes on out here amongst us. If I'm not, if I say, man, you niggas is dumb as hell for doing the crate challenge. Oh, you a hotep. You a hotep. I say, well, the white man and his mom are systematically out here poisoning our people to get us hooked on the medication because they got a deal made with Big Farm. Oh, you a fucking hotep, man. Don't nobody want to hear about that shit. Like, wait a minute, what? What do you mean I'm a hotep? What do you mean that's racist for me to say that? How is that racist for me to tell that truth? These motherfuckers are in bed with Big Farm to keep you sick. They pushing these shots on you, but not pushing health. Why? Look at your food pyramid. Why does it look like that? Why the fuck is dairy in your food pyramid? Nobody wants to tell me. Oh, you think too much. I ain't gotta think, it's there. Like it ain't even a matter of deep thought. It's just I thought about this. Have you noticed that? Oh man, you be overthinking stuff. I hate when a motherfucker say that. Oh, you just overthinking. Dairy is in your food pyramid, bro. Milk from a cow is in your food pyramid, bro. How? How is that possible? Why are they telling you that you need milk from a cow to live? Like, these are the games that they play, but it works because black folk ain't trying to even think about that type of shit. Deshaun says, in relation to police brutality, do you feel more black police officers in majority black areas can help solve the issue? Hell no. I know that's what some people like to say. We do. We have different opinions over here at B123. That right there is not something that we're going to say. Because as long as the black police officers have to answer to the fraternal order of police, then no. They still have quotas. Do you know that they have quotas? So as long as you are involved in a corrupt system, I don't see there. It don't matter if you send in black folk in there to represent it or not. We've seen that in every form of government, every branch of government, even down to the police. They have quotas, prison quotas. Do you understand how inhumane a prison quota is? If those black officers are still going to be beholden to the same rules, those black officers ain't gonna do us no good. If they still got what they was doing, God damn it, stop and frisk, just because a white man doing it, okay, well, just if you have a black man doing stop and frisk, what the fuck is the difference? They're still beholden to the same laws, the same rules of all cops. Prison quotas are inhumane. Nobody cares to even talk about it. Nobody says anything. It's normal. They even got quotas on how many speeding tickets they got to write y'all every year or every month. This is why towards the end of the month, you start seeing a whole lot more cops. They have to meet their quotas, which is inhumane, which should be something that people storming the Capitol about, but not so much. We would just say, for me, even having a conversation about it, what I'm thinking too deeply and something's wrong with me. It is what it is. Al Jones says it's due to leadership. I'm not talking about the president, but we need a strong black leader among us. Someone like Malcolm. We always had a monarchical system to keep things stable. I don't think we need. I think we should all be leaders ourselves. I think we should all be Malcolm. I mean, if you're going to use Malcolm as an example, that's the work I'm trying to do here is turn us all into this, to have that mindset set to even be ready to make sacrifices for what's right, to choose to do what's right, and to have pride, black pride at all times. That's we all got a leader. If we get a so-called leader, they can be knocked off. We saw that happen in this society. We saw the government turn, and COINTELPRO, which is something that niggas call a conspiracy. COINTELPRO systematically knocked off our so-called leaders. And here we are today. We all have to be in that mindset. Malcolm wasn't, and I'm not gonna say Malcolm wasn't an amazing brother, but he just had convictions. He stood by what he believes in. If black people just do that, we'll be much further off. But we don't stand by what we believe in. We buckle. We buckle, we fold. I'm seeing many black people buckle and fold right now to these shots just to keep a damn job. So we buckle and fold too much. And we've allowed the society to say, well, if we talk about our issues, then we just begging. We just lazy. We just don't work hard enough. We've even allowed that to work on us. So it's a matter of, you think Malcolm would have let that work? Hell no. Malcolm was going to talk about whatever issues he had, regardless of what the fuck they was talking about. He was going to talk about it regardless. And he wasn't going to let nobody tell him, oh, Malcolm, you just making excuses, bruh. You think Malcolm would have heard that shit? He'd have kept banging. We don't do that. We feel ashamed to even tell the truth, especially in front of the caves. That's why you have black people tell me all the time, like, man, I got a job. I can't talk about this shit. I'm gonna get fired. We don't have the backbone that we should have. We don't have the backbone we should have. So Malcolm, if Malcolm was to emerge amongst us, we wouldn't even follow him. We wouldn't even follow him because he'd be saying shit that's too hard. What you mean turn the TV off? What the fuck you talking about, Malcolm? Fuck you saying? What you mean focus on our kids and raising our kids with black pride? We can't do that. We don't want other little white kids to think they racist. The way we cower for the caves constantly, Malcolm, we reject Malcolm. We reject him. We would. We would reject him. That's how I feel. The kind of people we have, we more likely to, like I said, be in the fucking beehive. We would reject Malcolm. 2021 Negro, so-called 2021 Negro, will reject Malcolm X or El Haj, El Shabazz. He would be rejected because he'd be saying stuff that's too hard. Black people wouldn't want to do none of the stuff that he's talking about. And that's the sad, harsh reality that we got to deal with that. I deal with it all the time. We're way too afraid. Way too afraid. We will reject Malcolm X to this right now. If that was to happen, we reject him. Who Stole My Pen says we do have backbones, but only when it's our own. That's true. We bang on each other. Look at the black man and woman every day on YouTube. If we had the same amount of us that's banging on the goddamn caves and the white man and his mom, and we had the same amount of us willing to do that work, I think we'd be much better off. But we'll turn our attention to each other and argue amongst ourselves all day long. You can just see that right here. We got backbones towards each other. You'll see, I see black men saying stuff about black women that's so vile and so disrespectful and so hateful. I see black women saying stuff about black men that's so vile and so hateful and so disrespectful. And they think that is going to push us to the next level. We reject Malcolm X. We ain't got the stock right now. We ain't got it in us. We don't have it in us. We really don't. And that's why my channel, somebody asks, well, why is your channel more popular? Well, that's why. Because I'm going to say shit like that. And black men and women who have found every reason to argue amongst themselves every day, they're going to be like, oh, I ain't want to hear what the fuck he talking about. He telling me I can't go argue with a motherfucker all day, every day to look just like me. Fuck him. Fuck what he talking about. And then there you go. There you go. Look at that. Black people don't want to hear what I'm talking about. They don't want to hear that. So, because of that, because of that mentality that we have. We like drama. We're attracted to drama. We don't want to self-actualize, self-realize. We're not interested in that. We're not interested in none of that. We're not interested in any of that. That's the work we don't want to do. We just want to be fans. We want to be fans. We desire to be fans. So it's that mentality, man. It makes it very difficult to talk to black people that even have channels where you can, talk to black people and get a large following amongst us. You look at black YouTube, I'm telling you, it's real. Look out here. Look at the biggest channels and listen to what the fuck they're talking about. If they're not doing black man and woman fighting with each other, they're doing, comedy, which I'm not knocking anybody for, wanting to laugh and stuff like that. And you'll have some so-called pro-black channels, but typically they're going to be selling stuff and, trying to make money off the movement or whatever like that. Malcolm wasn't doing none of that, man. We'll reject Malcolm, yo. We reject him. We reject him because now Black Power is taking on the ideas of capitalism and redefining what capitalism is and what it's done to ruin an entire earth. But we want to redefine capitalism, and that's going to get us to the next level. We just got to get the right amount of money, and it's like, no, that's not going to save nobody, man. That's not going to save us, man. All we doing is actualizing or redefining or repackaging capitalism, and it's like, okay, all right, do what y'all got to do. You know what I'm saying? But again, would nobody like that? Don't nobody want to hear that from me. Nevermore, you're absolutely right. Nevermore says having pride is the basic step towards enlightenment. We don't want to hear it. It's not that we don't know about it. We don't care about the truth. And Malcolm X even said that shit. Malcolm X said it. As we're talking about Malcolm. Malcolm X said the mind got to come first. The mind has to come first. And until we tap into the mind of black people and get us thinking on a different level, everything else is a waste of fucking time. We've had some of the greatest orators and teachers in our lineage come out here, give their life to the cause, and we didn't give a fuck about nothing they was talking about. Not once. Not one time. So the fact that we've had so many great, intelligent, brilliant black people, even so smart, they would look like they're predicting the fucking future. Because you can go back and look at this stuff and it's look like they're talking about yesterday. You know what I'm saying? We've had these people and we ignored every single fucking one of them. And now all our mission is to do is secure a bag and keep a job. So now we're wage slaves. Now we're slaves to money, capitalism. That's all it is. We respect people who got money. Look at who we follow. Look at who we love. People that got money. So, if you dealing with this the mentality of black folk, what we done told people is that we for sale, we always for sale, and that's just what it is. That's what makes people, whenever, as we get back to even talking about Dave Chappelle, him walking away from that 50 million was such a big deal because most people are like, wait a minute, motherfucker, I'm not walking away from no motherfucking $50 million. I'm not. That's what most people would think. But they're not thinking about what he had in the bank already. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, it's a homeless person on the street walking away from $50 million. That wasn't the situation. But most black people are for sale. Most of us are. Most of us can't even fathom not making $9 an hour. If they dangle that $9 an hour job in front of our face and tell you, hey, come get this motherfucking shot, or else we in line. Those are facts. That's not me trying to be negative towards black people. That's dealing with where black people are. I talk to black people all the time, both here online and in real life. And I'm telling you, we have no resolve to where we will stand up for anything. Any bit of sacrifice, we're not trying to do that shit. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. And we're scared to die. We have this great fear of death. And that's actually ironic. We're the most religious people on the planet. And if you are religious, you're going to go be with your heavenly father. But black people scared to die. I told people I will die before I get before these motherfuckers give me a goddamn shot, I will die. And some motherfuckers told me I'm crazy. I ain't no fuck that nigga. I ain't put my life on the line. Well, then what would you put on? What will you put your life on the line for? What would you? I don't even have a heavenly father waiting on me. I've gotten rid of that illusion. So how am I not afraid, but you are? How is that possible? I ain't got no pearly gates, gold roads, wings, singing. I ain't got none of that shit going on with me. How the fuck am I not afraid, but you are? But because we're not, we gonna be here for a while, y'all. We're gonna be here for a while. It's sad. I'm not gonna stop trying. I'm not gonna stop trying. But we're gonna be here for a while. Right. Sharana said, "Ha, gold road. Gold road in the clouds." Like, what the fuck? They ain't said nothing about no cars, but the roads is gold. Okay, y'all let them say that. All right. Cool. Pearly gates to keep who out? Like, somebody's breaking into this? Is somebody breaking into heaven? It doesn't sound crazy to nobody but me. Okay. All right. Somebody breaking in the God's house. Like, who the fuck? Who that brave? Like, who this renegade nigga? Like, who is this breaking into heaven? No, Cave God built that gate to keep niggas out. That's what he did. Because his ass is racist as fuck too. Like that's why the gate is there, is to keep niggas out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No other purpose for a gate other than to keep niggas out. Fuck around. Nigga fuck around be in heaven, and then the other motherfucking cave angels wouldn't even believe he lived there. Y'all know how they be doing that shit, right? You have a gated community, niggas live in there. Them motherfuckers will fuck around and believe you like, nigga, you ain't supposed to be here. You don't live here. The fuck out of here. I'm about to call God on your ass right now. I know you not supposed to be here. You black. Like, don't play with me. You didn't do what it took to get here. We did. You know what I'm saying? Like, like get the fuck out of here. That's that whole gate shit remind me of. Like, motherfucking nigga make it to heaven and fuck around. A motherfucker won't even believe he's supposed to be there. It's like, whoa, all right. Okay. It is what it is, ain't it? Pearly gates and shit, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I do apologize for some of you that may be religious in here. We don't do that here. We laugh in the face of God. So-called God. I'll do so-called. We laugh. That's what we do. That's what we do. Better Future says we've been playing the wrong game since the crack epidemic. I would argue since the civil rights movement. I would counter your argument with the civil rights movement. I would argue that we've been playing the wrong game since we wanted so badly to be in a society with the caves. I would argue that. Had we kept our skepticism high of the caves, they wouldn't have been able to get crack over on us like that. They wouldn't have been able to do that. If we'd have kept our minds right. Well, we'd have understood, like, oh, this is poison. This motherfucker is trying to destroy me early, and we not fucking with it. I would argue integration gave black people the illusion that somehow now the goal is to be accepted by the caves. That's what our goals was in life. That's our goal now. Our entire life mission is to go somewhere and make as much money as the caves, get as much education as the caves, and thus be a better version of black, ghetto black, to represent for black people with the caves. That's all we doing. That's all we doing. Better Future, I feel you. I understand what you're saying, but I think without civil rights, they wouldn't have been able to get crack on us. They wouldn't have been able to do that to us. I would argue that. Not saying I'm not belittling the crack epidemic, because we have to understand, if we look at this society now, they have an opioid crisis and they are making centers for them. They was doing meth before that. They have methadone clinics, so they gave them treatment and gave us prison. So the fact that we allowed that to happen, the fact that we didn't see the game, It's our fault. But I think we didn't see the game because we decided that we was going to trust these caves anyway. We was going to trust it. We're going to trust this whole system, trust the government. That's why we've been voting for so long. Because we trusted. We trusted that. We didn't see the big picture. We didn't see the big play. They were sticking us in prisons while they were building methadone clinics for their meth heads. And now they got opioid clinics for their fucking opioid heads. We trust them too much. Look at how comforted we are when a cave doctor get on TV and say some shit to us. Look how comforted we are just living amongst them and everything. I mean, you got black folk that want to move straight to where they live and everything. So you got to understand, like this, the trust that we were able to. We went from being lynched and murdered by these people for even looking at them, having to drink in different water fountains and do all this shit to complete and utter trust. That there's something cosmically wrong with that. That's on a cosmic level. Even to now, where me telling this truth, somebody black will call me a racist. That's cosmic fuckery right there. Cosmic. How you do that? Like, how you celebrate they would lynch and burn black people alive, and then we trust them with everything. That's, I mean, we talking about cosmic L's we be taking, and we don't see nothing wrong with it. Now we live in a society of a whole bunch of sellout ass anti-black coons and celebrity worshipers. That's where we are. That's where we are. And we're trying to run into the arms of our oppressors. With this interracial shit that motherfuckers be doing. We run into the arms of these people. We feel like that's a haven for us. Like it's a safe place. There's something wrong. That's a cosmic wrong. A cosmic L. Something is wrong. Something is greatly wrong. Nevermore said this mentality is an anomaly. Wish it was the norm amongst us to have pride. Me too. I'm trying. Oh, I'm trying. I'm trying. It won't be popular. It won't be easy. I have to deal with black folk hating on me whenever they get a chance, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And if for nothing else, you know, at least my children can see, well, daddy tried. I know what type of motherfucker, you know, I know what type of man he was. Because they get to see that. And I think that's very, very, very important. They get to see a black man be unafraid in all areas of life. That's important. I'm not going to teach them cowardice because that's what we learned. Cowardice. Go pray to Cave Jesus. No. They get to see me have pride no matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, no matter the job, no matter the career, no matter the atmosphere, no matter where I'm at, my kids get to see that. At all times. It's true. K Haru, where our elders failed us. I hate to say it, but I don't hate to say it. Those are facts. I know how I was raised. Those are facts. We need to replace religion with pride. We have not done that. We are still not doing that. So I don't hate to say that. Those are facts. We need to replace that religion with pride. And we still out here playing. Still playing. Divided as ever. Still playing. That's what we do. And we let the society shift us and move us wherever it wants to move us. Underneath is where we where they usually put us. It depends on how many layers or levels down we are, but we always underneath, and we can't even say nothing about it because now you're making an excuse. Like you, it's so crazy how they got this shit worked out. Like you can't even say anything about it. You're making an excuse for your failure, and it's like you can't even tell the truth about this, man. And that's, to me, that's sad that you can't tell the truth, or black people feel as though you can't tell the truth. I'm here to tell you that you can tell the truth, but we feel as though we can't. We're so scared. I'm gonna lose my job. Like, did you? What job did you lose trying before? You've never lost a job in your life having black pride, not once, but you're convinced that you will, no matter what. I think that's ultimate, ultimate cosmic L. You don't even know nobody that lost their job because they had black pride. Because they just told the truth. Not disrespectfully, not nothing, but just if the conversation goes that you tell the truth. You ain't never heard of nobody losing their job for having black pride. Niggas be being late and stuff like that. Maybe, point system, you lose your job after you get a certain amount of points. You ain't lost your job because of no black pride. We just say that stuff. We just say it. Like, I don't know not one person I ever heard of. Man, I went in there and they was having a conversation about racism and I spoke up and they fired me. I ain't heard of it yet. Maybe you have, and maybe some of y'all can speak up for me in here if you have. But that's an excuse we'll say to ourselves. Like we'll say that to ourselves, like, man, I can't do that. And it's like, what? Why can't you? What happened? I do it. What happened to you? What experience did you have? How many jobs did you lose? Hey, shout out to you, Roxanne. Roxanne said, "Oh, I tell the truth when asked. They quit asking me after that." And it's like I swear, I want us to get over that excuse. Like, who's firing all these black folk with pride? Where? Where is this happening at? You can't speak up intelligently, speak your points about life. You have to deny Flint's water is poison and it happened to them people because they was black. You have to deny that around the caves so they don't fire you. Where? Who? Again, y'all let me know if you know somebody that ever got fired for having black pride. Like I don't know nobody. Right. Nevermore, you absolutely right. I experience it all the time. Says they leave you alone when you tell the truth. I haven't experienced it not one time. I just know that black people always talking about all these jobs they'll get fired from for telling the truth. And I don't know who or where or what they even be talking about. At this point, I look at it as an excuse. That's just how I look at it. And they'll even have, even though this don't matter, they'll even have more respect for you. That's what I've noticed. I'm out here on the road all the time, talking to these white truck drivers, or even the company I work for. I don't bite my tongue. Y'all think I just, this is some fake shit I be doing online now. I may not be as profane as I am. If we're having an intelligent conversation, I may not be as profane as I am. Ain't gonna be a motherfucker and bitch, and I won't be on all that type of shit. But I'm not about to. The energy is the same, and what I'm saying is not gonna change. It is what it is. And I ain't took no L's. They be respecting me. Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, now you know. Now you know. You see what I'm saying? That's the people we have to become, and that's the people I'm trying to help us become, because I don't know where this cowardice is coming from within us. You tell me I don't want to reach in the glove box because the cop might shoot me. Fine. You actually have evidence to show that they act like that. Keep your hands on your wheel. Fine. You tell me this firing that's happening of all these black folk out here because of black power, black pride. I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen anything like it yet. That's an excuse, because we are inherently cowards And that's what we do. We don't want to take no type of L's. That's why I'll give Dave Chappelle, as we get back to Dave Chappelle, I'll give Dave Chappelle the respect because he will go up there and say whatever he wants, regardless of that. The fallout, he said, I can't be canceled. That's what he said. I can't be canceled. I respect that. Black folk run around thinking we can be canceled all the time. We'll talk about black girl magic, black people, kings, queens, gods, gods and goddesses. We talk all this big boy, big girl talk, but then we believe we can be canceled at all times. How? How is that possible? How your kids supposed to believe you when you sitting around scared you're going to get canceled? Now, understand I'm using cancel. Even when I'm talking about getting fired from a job, you always scared you're going to get canceled. It's constant. It's all day, every day. You move through life trying not to be canceled by the caves. That's what you was taught. That's what you're teaching your kids. Am I lying? Y'all can tell me if I'm lying too. Y'all know y'all can do that. Tell me I'm lying. That's what I can respect about Dave Chappelle. Not that he made the most hilarious stand-up I ever seen in my life, or he dropped so many knowledge bombs on me like I ain't even know, because again, I've been talking about this shit for years. But what I can respect is that he does not care about getting canceled. He don't care. And that's how black people need to approach life. Stop being scared you're going to get canceled. Stop moving like that. Scared all the time. Constantly scared. That's the people we need to be. You even have the people of us, the richest people amongst us are cowards. Cowards. Your athletes, most your entertainers. These guys are multi-millionaires just sitting in the bank scared. How? On every level, we scared, no matter how much money you got. So clearly money doesn't liberate you, even though we are pushing capitalism as a way to free our people. Clearly it don't work, because if that was the case, then these guys, or these black men typically that are in these positions, would have made enough money to where they can have heart now. They can't even do that. Not by and large. Y'all told me capitalism is the way. Money, 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 money. You got a bag, you got a big bag. Secure this bag, secure that bag, secure this bag. So clearly that don't free you. Clearly you're going to be in a cage even if you got money. But y'all keep telling me that capitalism is the way to go. It's flawed. It's a flawed mentality. But that's what I'm being told constantly. They have all that money in their bank accounts and still cowards, still lining up to get shots. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? If y'all are telling me capitalism is the way to go and money is going to free black people, all we got to do is get the money, get the money, get the money, get the money. Okay. How do you explain this? Motherfucker been playing ball for say 5-10 years. You got to have money in the bank. You still scared? How's that possible? You see what I'm saying? And that's what I can respect as far as Dave Chappelle is concerned, and saying what he said on that stage, saying what he said during the special. I can respect that. But we got to stop with this coward shit, man. It's not a good look on us. It's not a good look on us. And our kids are watching. So you can only imagine how they think they're going to have to move through life. If you moving through the life being a coward, you can only imagine how they feel they have to move through this life as well. And stop telling me that capitalism is the way to black liberation, because it's been shown that it's not. Matter of fact, the more money people make, y'all tell me, well, they can't fumble the bag. Now, then we come up with this terminology called fumbling the bag. It's like, you niggas gonna be scared no matter what. well, they can't just fumble the bag like that. It's like, when can you be, brave? When can you stand up for yourself? At what point can this happen? Because then it's first secure a bag, you secure a bag. Then it's fumble the bag. It's like, is there at no point that black people can express themselves freely, unapologetically, respectfully though? If it's gonna be respectful and professional, environment or whatever. But what's fumbling the bag now? So what I see is us having cowardice. Y'all even say, well, Beyonce can't come out here and say all of that. They're billionaires. What do you mean? Like, what do y'all be saying? Y'all don't even make sense. Working a regular job, making $9.50 an hour will come out and cape for what a billionaire can say. It doesn't make any sense. This is the reason a lot of y'all got on Nick Cannon's head whenever he apologized to those people. Y'all like, okay, why is he apologizing? At least, okay, I'll say me. I know most of y'all probably gave him a pass, but why is he apologizing? Like, dude, you've been making money since Drumline. Why are you 10, 15 years into your career and still bowing down to somebody? And then people talking about, well, he can't fumble the bag. And it's like, what do y'all be talking about? What do y'all be talking about? It doesn't make any sense. Clearly, capitalism isn't the way to actualizing black power. Clearly. Anti says Beyonce put out a pro-black album and black people ignored it. A lot of black people are woke. I don't recall Beyonce putting anything out that black people ignored. I have to disagree with you there. I haven't seen that lady take any type of L's. She's a billionaire. I don't know what album Beyonce ignored or that people ignored from Beyonce. But I would argue that Beyonce isn't pro-black, or she would live her life pro-blackly. So I don't know. I don't know why you said that, but I have never seen her have an album be ignored, not once. So I don't know about that, but people will say that Beyonce can't say certain things because she will fumble the bag. I don't know. G Jones, I have no idea. Like, she said, who even created this narrative that Beyonce is pro-black? I think when she did that Black Panther halftime show, I think this one black people really picked up on it. I remember I was here and I went in on her. Of course, I went in on her. I had no choice because how are you gonna do a halftime show and homage to the Black Panther Party, but you don't expose the fact that the government destroyed the Black Panther Party. You don't educate the people about COINTELPRO. To me, that's disingenuous work. That's disingenuous work. You don't come out here and give an homage to the Black Panther. You don't pay homage to the Black Panthers and leave out the whole COINTELPRO bit. Like, I just don't. I don't see how one could do that. And Beyonce is the type of person that could turn on a camera and just say something, and millions of people will watch. So she don't need ABC, NBC. She don't even need all that. She could just turn on her phone, put it up on her, Twitter or whatever. Like, how do you leave out the whole COINTELPRO part? They didn't have on Afro wigs out there twerking. That ain't what it was. Like, educate. Like, don't play. Like, y'all let people play, man. And I don't. I know black folk don't like me for that. Y'all be wanting me to love these celebrities, but y'all let people finch, straddle, and play. And I ain't with it, man. I'm not with it. Not with some of the platforms these people have. I'm not with that. I'm not with it. You don't leave out the COINTELPRO part if you doing twerking for the Black Panthers. Like, no, you don't do that. You don't do that. So that's where I'm at with it. And we see what we just did a show. Now, some of y'all not subscribed to my Patreon. I would suggest that you do. We just did a show about this shot. We see what Jay-Z's doing as far as this shotting up in New York. We see that. He's doing this with the caves, in cahoots with the caves. We see what both him and Beyonce did for Hillary Clinton, who called you super predators. So Democratic shields, they'll be probably telling y'all to vote again. They're hanging out with Michelle and Barack. I mean, these people, man, come on. Come on, man. No. I don't know what Beyonce put out that was pro-black. No. Kayana said, and she had a whole blonde wig on too. Y'all know she love that blonde now. Her and Mary J. Blige gonna run neck to neck. Mary J. Blige gonna be 1,000 with a blonde wig on. Like, it just is what it is. Marcus Garvey says black people said F them kids 2 generations ago. How many generations is back to the civil rights movement? Because I'm telling y'all, that's it right there for me. They've been saying it since then. They do. Who Stole My Pants said kids look up to celebs more than they ever did of their moms and dads because they're watching their moms and dads look up to celebs too. You know, it's almost you gonna do what you see your parents do, and if you see how much black men love them some athletes at a level and a rate that's almost, yeah, I ain't gonna say almost feminine. It is feminine to me. The way that they love athletes, boxers, basketball players, football players, the arguments and fights I've seen black men have. You think these black men were in full blown romantic relationships with Michael Jordan? You think, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would think they're in full blown relationships with some of these romantic relationships. Some of these guys, if your kids see you a fan, a fanatic, okay, their moms are, Beyonce, the Stallion, some of these people. If that's what the kids see, what chance do they have? Yeah, Who Stole My Pants says feminine side of black men. It's full blown to me, bro. Black men might as well just be taking off their boxes and slinging them at Michael Jordan and some of these athletes, man. Like, you might as well you might as well do the same thing women doing, bro. Take your wife beat off and sling it up there real quick. That's how I be feeling when I hear black men talk about these people. Like, bro, what you talking about? Why are you getting like that? Why are you this passionate about that? We've talked about this. We've talked about this. We've talked about this. Like, why are you getting that passionate about athletes, rappers? What is wrong with you? You might as well just step out your boxes, swing them around, and throw them up on stage, bro. Every time LeBron have a press conference, it might as well be black men throwing their boxes at him. And it's like, bro, why y'all get like that? And why do you think it's okay to get like that? And why, when I say something about it, y'all act like I'm tripping? Like, it's feminine, bro. You said you're the leader in your community, and you slinging your boxes up there to LeBron. Briefs, maybe some of you niggas wear briefs. You slinging your briefs up there to LeBron. That doesn't make any sense. We look weird doing that. Even though it's normalized in the society, it's not normal to me. Like, you slinging your drawers up on stage, like, bruh, what's wrong with you? But he the greatest of all time, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Like, nigga, like, what? Calm down, bro. Say it once and let it go, and say it calm. Like, yeah, man, LeBron be balling. Black men don't know how to just do that. Oh no, Football season come around? No, no, no. They got a whole team. That's my team. Like, nigga, that's not your team. There's a white man that would argue with you right now if he heard you say that. It's a cave saying it. No, nigga, that's not your team. That's my team. What the fuck you talking about, bro? Like, the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Go back to work. like, go back to work. Like, that's my team. Like, what the fuck you talking about, boy? Like, whoa, okay. Yeah, that little bit of honesty, huh? Triggering, ain't it? That's the truth, though. You don't have a team, black man. You abandoned your team, black man. If you ask me, you abandoned your team. Fuck you mean? For the Bears. Like, nigga abandoned his team for the Bears and the Colts. Like, nigga, the fuck wrong with you? And they get mad at me. They do not like me. They don't like me talking about this. Nah, Rob, you're not gonna talk about that. You abandoned your team, black man, for the 49ers, the Redskins, whatever baseball team y'all like, Yankees. Like, how the you black and you got Yankees? Like, I had to check myself. I used to have a lot of New York Yankee hats back when I used to wear hats a lot. Some of y'all remember that. I would have a whole Yankee hat on, like Yankee, like nigga, look at yourself. You a coon. This is what I had to do to myself. I told y'all we do this too. I don't just be on y'all's head. I done been on my head a many a day and had to get to this point. I didn't wake up like this, like Beyonce, right? So when I start looking at like I got on a Yankees, like Yankees, like come on, bro, not Yankees. That's too far, right? We take this stuff too seriously. Black women are some of the biggest fans of artists in the world. It doesn't make any sense. None, none, none. We are fanatics. So our kids get to see us be fanatics. And of course, why would they be listening to their mom and daddy more than they listen to them? Because they watching their mom and daddy listen to these people and follow these people all over the place like weirdos. And nobody says anything's wrong with it. You see what I'm saying? G Jones, you better look. You better be glad it was just an argument. Says I heard a whole argument on the train once between brothers over NBA stats. LOL. I was like, wow. You better be glad it wasn't a fist fight. I've seen dudes pull guns, fist fight over sports. It's real. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad, y'all. This is where we are, though. So, what chance do our kids have? We fans. We fans of something. It don't matter what it is. Either you're gonna be a sports team, or either you team Redskins, or you team Jesus Christ. That's a team too. Don't get it. Don't get it confused. Team Jesus is a team, or you gonna be team LGBTQ, or you gonna be team I make more money than you. You niggas is broke. Like it's just like man, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Right, Pyro. Team Rob. Revolutionary, observant being. I made it into an acronym so it wouldn't be such fanfare. You know what I'm saying? Revolutionary, observant being. That's what it is. B123, black first, second, and third. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what we doing here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we doing. But I do have to get off here, y'all. Look, I want to say mad love to everybody that came in here and spent this time with me. Hopefully, we was able to have, or y'all was able to get a good conversation, get some, just some good stuff to chop up with my pride out here. Mad love to y'all for spending this time with me. I do have to get up at like 4 a.m. to get started driving on the road. Y'all know I'll be going live some more from on the road. So if you are a new sub, you can watch some of my older stuff. I also have a video channel. Links to follow me everywhere in the description box. I did tell y'all that they did disable my Team Rob 5 channel. I'm thinking it may have been over to some of that shot stuff I was putting up, but I don't know about that because it's like I'm just be reposting the news as it's reported. So it's like, what was the issue? I don't know what they're doing. I'm thinking I may have to start being more Twitter heavy. I may have to start doing Twitter a little bit more. Maybe they're a little bit more friendly there. I mean, it don't matter. They're not gonna stop it regardless of where it is. We're gonna keep getting the message out. I'm not gonna stop banging, but they did disable my account. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I put the link in the description box. If you want to follow me here everywhere, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when I am going live. Y'all know I sell t-shirts. I'm doing it, description box for everything. Mad love to y'all for spending this time with me. Respect to Dave Chappelle for standing on his ground. Black people, stop playing. This is the people we have to become and stop being afraid to be canceled. That's what it means to be B123. All right. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.